Yo, last week Matt wrote in and he mentioned there's gonna be a real emotional moment that comes up. He wasn't talking about this episode, was he?
I think he was. He
I
just
thought
got
he. I
he
think
just
what
got the wrong podcast.
I think the more I think about it, and I think that's at the end of the season. Let me say this real quick. It's been hard not to just go ahead and breeze through these episodes. Like I'm at that point where I want to go through, but I want to keep the integrity of the first time rewatch.
This episode did it for me finally, fellas. This was the episode.
Okay, I've been there early in the season, but maybe at
Yeah,
the end of
earlier
season
in the
two a little
season.
bit. But
Nah,
I broke the integrity. I
nah.
broke. I didn't want to. I don't want to break the integrity of the first rewatch. So I haven't been watching ahead other than just one episode after we record this. Um, but one of the things that one of the things about this episode that I want to make sure of. Damn, I lost my damn thought.
It's about like the excitement of it, the
Nah, it
spoiling of
wasn't.
it,
Oh,
emotional.
yeah, no. I started out. Sorry about that. I started out talking about the emotional moment. I do remember. I believe at the end of the season, there's a moment, and all I'll say is it involves a plant, and I'm wondering if that's what he was talking about.
I think that's what it is.
Because I don't think it's this. Because I was thinking to myself, like what Spike Lou just said, like I don't give a fuck about none of this. Like not from an emotional standpoint. Like, and that might say more about me, but it was just hey, niggas get shot every day, B. So I was
I,
just curious if y'all thought that was the moment that Matt was referring to,
it,
or if it was the plant moment.
yeah, I don't think it's the moment he was referring to, but I felt something. I did feel something.
No, okay. Uh,
Again, I'm not. It wasn't like I'm getting there like we were talking before air. Like some of the episodes, I could feel I could feel that warm chest happening. Where I'm like, oh, but nah, I didn't get there. But I felt something because it got real in the field, and me being a
like when you say you felt something, you felt was it towards Hank?
I'm gonna save it. I
All
will
right,
save it because
yeah,
I really want
fair.
to elaborate a lot on that.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's go ahead and get into the cold open. We got the twins, but this time, they've been keeping that theme all season, but this time we have a flashback scene. We know right away because they're young. They look just alike, and we see Hector Salamanca in a rocking chair that looks very similar to the chair he's in now. And you see him on boss duty. He's out there watching his nephews on boss duty. Gets a phone call. You hear him talking greasy about Gus, big fry cook, chicken man. That lets you know how long Gus has been around and been building his empire as far as like just making his name known within that cartel. We also see Hector's like disdain, like don't trust South Americans, they're dirty people. One of the twins breaks a toy and the other one comes over and pretty much says, "Man, I wish he'd die." And Hector, in a true Hector fashion, asks the other twin, the one who's causing all the trouble, to get a beer. And as he digs down to get one, holds him underwater just to see what the other twin is going to do for the reaction. You gonna let him die? And you see him hitting Hector, just kind of little kid hits and things like that until he actually takes his fist and throws it right across his face. Just to make the point of like, bro, I'm gonna do whatever to get my brother. And Hector stood over them and said, family. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all. Family is all. And it reminded me of there's a moment in season 4 of The Wire where Naaman Bryce, who's Weebay's son, is working for Bodie. And Bodie pretty much said, bruh, ride out. Like, it is what it is. Ride out. You ain't good at this. Naaman's mom said, hell nah. All we did for Bodie, all the respect Weebay showed him, like, nah, we about to get your spot back. So she went down there, got his spot back. Bodie had nothing to do but comply because it's Weebay's son. And then he said something along the lines of, like, it gave me some insight. Why you is the way you is. Like pretty much your mom coming down here and saving you gave me a lot of insight into into why you are who you are. And I felt the way about the twins. Everything that we see in this whole mission that they've been on this entire season, that's just ambiguous. You know they want to kill Heisenberg, but you don't understand why it's so important and were you this methodical about it. It's because they was raised in this type of environment. Like where nigga, I would kill you. Like you were responsible for literally saving his life right now. Don't ever say no shit like you want him to die. And I want to see how far you're gonna take it. So it just says a lot, and it's a very creative way. I found myself appreciating it, as far as how they kind of operated with this. You on mute?
Yeah, same way. Now this is Spike giving context last week saying, hey, these are like flashbacks, you know what I mean? Kind of helped, and then seeing this being obviously a very obvious and direct flashback, I appreciated it. And shout out to the casting because they almost look like they could be little versions of the Salamanca twins. Like if you really look at them in the face, and I don't mean that from like, you know, each ethnicity looks the same type thing. I genuinely mean, I'm saying that just to make context. I got to because people try to mag me out over here. But I genuinely mean, like looking at
it would have been less racist had you not said that. FYI, just let you know.
Oh my God! All right.
Oh shit, man! I just realized I had the wrong mic the whole time. My bad.
It do sound a little different now that I think about it. But this is ridiculous. Like this man, like this is a real gangster right now. And that's like shit. This is a real gangster. Like I will kill my grandson. This is his grandson, right?
It's a nephew.
It's a nephew. I will kill my nephew to get my point across. If tough love had a definition, it was this. And he punched him in the chest, and he finally like, all right, I got to clock you in the jaw. Like, and that speak like that. You know what it takes to hit an adult as a kid, bro? Because you know you violating. It's so weird. It's like calling by their real name. You know what I'm saying? It's like what? They just draw past that line. So
that teaches you there is a line, and sometimes you got to cross it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like all these lessons they getting at this age. Like when you get permission from the adults in your life to wild out, then who the fuck gonna ever tell you anything? You get what I'm saying? Like them people are already decision makers in their own life. There's no authority that's gonna stop them from doing what the fuck they want to do. That's why they comfortable with this life and just going out. Nigga, who the fuck gonna tell me something? Well, my whole family told me this is the way on some Star Wars shit. So.
Now that's a great point. I agree with everything y'all say. I love how they do these flash forwards. Each week I see why more and more as we get deep into the story. It makes me understand why I like these so much because they start taking them away. They don't do them every episode. They get you used to them, then they start yanking them. But then they do come back around, and when they do come back around, it's like, oh shit. So I like these. I like this. I like the lesson. I think they continue to build on the characters. Like if a character can't talk, you got to do this.
Yep.
You ain't heard them say no word. They playing one pitch the whole game. Then I need something to make me care more about them because they're not really compelling because they can't say nothing, but we know what mission that they're on. So things like this really add to the complexity of the character, you know, what we should be feeling as an audience watching them. So I like this.
Yeah, man. Before we get in the episode, it's kind of crazy because I know we touched on this last week or the week before. It is kind of wild to realize that this is the same show we were watching for, you know,
it's not the same.
20 episodes prior. You know what I mean?
It's getting ridiculous. Like how far of
just a night and day difference. Because now I feel when I look back at those first two seasons from a No More Half Measure standpoint from our podcast, it's like, damn, man, like we were really hard on this show. Like I have to remember this is a completely different show.
Yeah, we definitely
season 3 than it was the first two because it's like, damn, like I feel like, damn, all the shit I was talking, I gotta walk it back, but it still holds true. My memory's already, I don't know what it is. The show does a really good job of making you forget all the shit you had to go through to get to these points. Because once you hear, that's all you can think about. Like this shit is fucking incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
It's really good. I still stand on Sopranos, and I obviously out the wire, but
100%, yeah.
But it is getting better. But you still got to consider that though. It's like, okay, so then you got 3 good seasons.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter once you get here. I think that's the thing.
I'm saying once we get to the very end of it all, like that's the reason I'm not going to feel differently as far as the hard scale on the initial is because, you know, it's like, okay, we know this season on is hitting. We know it's hitting, like because they found it. They're in their stride, and now we're gonna see why this is prestige, a classic television show, why it's ranked, you know, arguably top 5. You know, all time. So we start to get to that point. So I'm just saying, I'm looking at it like, okay, so we got to kind of disregard 2 seasons, but we here now, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. So I'm giving it a beam.
Yeah, and this is what people remember.
Yep, this is what
I keep saying every week. Now we at the spot where people like, you don't like Breaking, you've never seen Breaking Bad. This is what they talking about.
This is
what that other shit.
Yeah.
Also wanted to just point out real quick that we did get them as as the adults present day, and they give him the sacrifice. But this time, instead of Heisenberg, we see it to Hank. And that's when we get into our episode the same way we're going to get into ours, right? Welcome back to No More Half Measures, a Breaking Bad podcast. I'm your host, Rich, joined by the world-class Maurice Hunt III and the legend Spike Lou. Fellas, how you doing?
What up, though?
Feeling good, you know. Mochaccino keep it brewing. Am I an early bird or am I a late owl? I don't know.
Hey, man, this dude Mo is 101. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. He been going at it, man. I actually appreciate the commitment. I appreciate the commitment.
Hey, remember when I used to have the fake ads on Good Earners? Like for a brief moment, I don't know if y'all remember when I had the fake ads.
I do remember that. What happened to that?
Because I couldn't keep being creative on that level. It was really hard. Like it was hard to keep doing it.
Dude, so. Damn, you threw that back, man.
Yeah, shit. Man.
Yeah, I do remember that. But all y'all out there, please remember to like, subscribe, share. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit us up. Let us know what you think about the show. Instagram, NMHM Breaking Bad Pod. Once again, that's NMHM Breaking Bad Pod. And the email address is nomorehalfmeasurespod@gmail.com. We're going to get into the comments and the emails here in a second, but I do want to let everyone know there will not be an episode next week. I'll be traveling. Shout out to the Culture Guard, man, another podcast I'm a part of. We'll be headed to a film festival. We were invited to have a podcast of residency. So kind of covering the festival, talking to filmmakers, talking to people around the festival. It's going to be a good time. So instead of rescheduling, we're just going to take the week off, and we'll be back with episode 8 the following week and kind of keep everything on track. But I want to make sure we made that announcement so that you know. With that being said, we do have some comments that we want to
hold on, real quick.
Get into. Yeah, what's up?
I'm sorry. That's such a flex. I need you to give me listen, I need you to give me either a wire phrase about being the shit, or you can go with the Tony Soprano one that I used when we got, the actor.
What's your Tony one?
The Tony is, I'm the motherfucking one who calls the shots. Like, remember I was like, so.
I don't know, man. For some reason, it doesn't necessarily apply, but for some reason, first quote I thought it was, "I'm just a gangster, I suppose."
That's good enough. That's it. I just hey, that's fire. Yeah, no, just okay. All right. Yeah. That's all I wanted to hear. My bad.
Shout out to Avon, man. But we do have some comments that we want to make sure we get into, so we'll get into them now. We appreciate y'all for sending these in too, man. Facts. First one's gonna be YouTube from what is this? Antesha Life. I fucked that up. I know I did. My bad. But we appreciate you. Ant Shao Fife. I believe that's it. See, I'm trying to sound this out. Correct us. Either way, hello. Today I have 2 questions for you all. What are your thoughts on the soundtrack for Breaking Bad? How does it compare to soundtracks of other prestige shows? For me personally, the soundtrack kind of cut off. The soundtrack's done, but is maybe well done. I'm assuming that says. For me personally, the soundtrack is well done, but the playlist is not playlist worthy. Fellas, any thoughts?
I was today years old when
facts. I definitely was today years old. Like, you are a real fan.
When you think of,
I've seen it.
When you think of some of the music you've heard in the episodes and maybe the score, I'm looking at it from that perspective.
But is that what he's talking about?
So the score is what kind of goes into the soundtrack.
Okay. Breaking Bad original.
Part of the email cut off. So I couldn't read. I'm assuming that they were saying it was well done, but
it's an actual. It's on Apple Music.
How much of it is just the actual score of the show?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Maybe some songs that you hear. Yeah, so from that perspective,
I'll say this. Obviously, we're gonna do the comparison thing because we always do, but I'm more so thinking about, because I ain't never listened to the soundtrack to this or Sopranos, but I just think about, similar to the quotable conversation we had about Breaking Bad, where it's like not really a quotable show like that. I feel like the music, like there's not a lot of scenes that I connect the music to like that personally. Like you always think "Don't Stop Believing." You think about the Sopranos cutoff. When you hear that paparazzi exhibit song, you think about, as Spike called it, the Big Boss Dinner when Junior got, he was made. Up in the club, you think about the, you think about the two.
Hey there, lonely girl.
Yeah, you
right
see
there
that
with
Tony. Yeah, when Tony's pulling up, like, yeah. So
I don't wanna do
your
your dirty work no more.
See, I
You
think
do
about
of that
those
music a
things
little
with
bit more,
scenes, and I can see the scene. But
Yeah,
Breaking
Breaking
Bad,
Bad don't got that shit. I mean,
yeah.
they score for me like the sound, like the intro. I feel like is pretty cool.
Oh, I
I
like
was
the
thinking of
intro.
that just
Definitely
watching
like
it.
the intro.
That's one of the best intros. So, like quick, short, and concise it is, but it's so
So
iconic.
Yep.
So I like that. But if we talk about the score of the show versus each other, then give me nah. I don't. Breaking Bad don't really do much for me.
So I like the score of this show in regard to like the intro because they keep that going low key throughout the
Yeah.
entire series until one big moment really really late in the series. It's almost like an entire series payoff for the score to completely play in full, and the moment they use it is really dope. It is distinctive, so I do look for that. Like Game of Thrones is distinctive. Like if you heard that, if you was in the other room and heard that, you know exactly what's on TV. When you hear them horns and all that shit, that score. When you hear this Breaking Bad score, same.
Walking Dead is like that too. If you hear the Walking Dead intro, people that listen Walking Dead hit super suspenseful. Oh, it's going down. Like, yeah, so
Yeah, man. So I appreciate that. But not to be a homer, but my final answer is gonna be I actually like when dramas don't have a score. It's like The Wire doesn't have a score, everything's authentic. It brings that authenticity
Oh,
out.
I see.
One of the movie examples, because I know the question was kind of about best soundtracks. One of the movie examples I would give is which was brilliant, not to have a score, was No Country for Old Men. Like the fact that they let you sit in all them emotions without anything telling you how you were supposed to feel in that moment was genius. Because there's so much shit going on. Like I think about when the truck came, when he went back to get dude some water, and then you see the other one. Like there's no score, there's no racing, and you just sitting there like, what the fuck is about to happen here? It's almost like he was there. So that helps things be more real to me, and it makes it, I guess, in my category a little bit higher. So I appreciate The Wire not even having a score. Dope theme song though, and they change it every season. So.
I like that flex. I don't know about that theme song though, but I like that flex. How you put that? I mean, I don't even,
Way down in the hole, man.
Way down in the hole.
Respect.
You don't fuck with that. Not one season of it. None of the variations.
Send them to me again. I mean, every time I've heard it, I just like
send them to him. He says
yeah,
the internet doesn't exist anymore. Send them to him. He says.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Oh, hilarious, man. We got a DM from Bernard, man. Shout out to our guy Bernard.
Shout out to him.
Make sure I'm reading this. All right, cool. We getting into that real Breaking Bad territory now. It's funny, Bernard. We just talked about that.
Facts.
Anyway, let me put in my vote for y'all doing Niggas on the Throne next. Hey, shout out Bernard. My God, Mo's never gonna go for Niggas on the Throne. Unfortunately, that will never happen. We've already had this debate. We kind of teased about how difficult. Yeah, we teased how difficult it was to kind of land on a title for this. Just know that all the votes are 2-1.
What about House Black?
House Black?
House Black. I like that.
House Black.
Yeah, man. Nigga Phil.
I told y'all. I said that one. I said Black King's Landing. No, y'all still don't feel it?
Nah.
That's two on the nose.
It's two on the nose?
Yeah.
No more half measures, is it?
I mean, shit. It wasn't supposed to be this.
Yeah, but but even
it was
then,
supposed to be something else.
Yeah, but even then, this still wasn't the title I wanted either. But it was what we could agree on. But
anyway,
here we
I
go.
say all that to say it's always 2-1. Either way, going back to the DM. Anyway, let me put my vote in for y'all doing Niggas on the Throne next. That would be dope as hell. I know Mo ain't going on the title, but y'all will come up with something. It'll just be the second time the majority don't win. Facts. I agree the fish out of water side of covering TV is gold for y'all. Mo scared me last week saying he can see doing something way out of left field next. But hopefully Game of Thrones, then y'all can finish it off with the Ultimate Wire podcast. We won't be finished, man. We'll still have other shows to do.
The Big Four, Rich will be covered by y'all. Excuse me, the Big Four will be covered by y'all. Also, Rich, man, go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off on Culture Guard and do Baby Boy. One of the greatest comedies of all time. You know what's funny, Bernard? I've really been thinking about that, like doing Baby Boy here soon. I know I always said it's going to be the last movie I ever do in Culture Garden, but I never said I wasn't going to talk about it beforehand. Like, I love Baby Boy so much that I got to have the conversation about that shit. Like, it's one of the best movies of all time. And it's one of the funniest
I might need to
movies
be
of all
on there
time.
with that because I don't go that way. Well, it'll be a
Culture
good
Garden might not
the movie's really
might
good.
not exist. If me and Spike Lee get on and have a conversation with Ray P in school about Baby Boy, Culture Garden might get pulled off the airwaves.
Definitely probably will. It'll be behind the paywall 100%. Hey, Bernard just made a good argument, though, for the Game of Thrones and, like, doing the Big Four.
He kind of, yeah.
If you come out the gate, the four that we do is Game of Thrones, Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and The Wire.
That's 4 class. We probably dropped, we Kanye out the gate for real.
That's
right.
I made it. I was just thinking about that.
That's real.
But
all right, Bernard.
We gonna be so ignorant talking about Game of Thrones.
I know. That's the only thing. I just been trying to figure out what's the angle. And again, not to be like over intelligent with it, but just like what's the angle of because Breaking Bad.
The angle's there. I'm just saying ignorant in the sense of what we're gonna talk about. I'm very well versed. I didn't see Game of Thrones is one of them shows for me. I like people got Star Wars and shit. I didn't nerd it out for Game of Thrones.
So you're saying you're gonna A mic. Yeah. So you're gonna A mic it.
I could possibly do that. I guess it's my turn.
It is your turn.
I guess it's my turn. But yeah, I didn't nerd it out about that shit. I don't watch videos, listen to podcasts.
I am too.
Interested to hear what an A mic Spike Lee sound like.
him. I mean, he do it over at he do that over there at the other pods, but it would be different over here. I would love to see.
Yeah, on the television scene by scene. Yeah. Like I would love to hear his scene by scene breakdown, his descriptions. Like
he gonna be smooth with it.
He gonna be the most nigga news ever. Like,
the Spike synopsis. That's probably that. What you get in that little bit. That's probably how he's going to transition us through the whole episode.
Yeah. That's gold right there. Mm-hmm. We saying all this. Bernard still got more of a message, so let me get back to it. If you do decide to keep sitting on it, let me suggest in honor of the recent Michael Jackson movie, do the old classic American Dream Michael Jackson movie. No other podcast will see how hilarious Joe Jackson is screaming, "Who left the towels in the swimming pool?" is. That's a fact. School mentioned that recently too, Bernard. He was like, "Man, we got to do." And it's funny, I just ordered it on DVD. They had it on DVD because for a minute it was hard to find and it was expensive. Like it was like $60. And shit like that. So I found 2 of them for $25. I ordered one for me and one for school because he a Michael Jackson fan.
It ain't streaming nowhere.
Hell nah. They got
a low budget on YouTube. It's like it's fuzzy out there. But
I was trying to. Hey, if anybody knows what the second, this gonna sound fried as fuck. If anybody knows what the second part of the Bobby Brown story is, let me know.
That's nuts.
I was watching the New Edition. I do see.
That's fucking nuts.
I told y'all.
That's a good biopic though.
And here's the thing. I preface my shit. I know when I'm about to say some shit that y'all niggas.
That's true.
Hey man, what you on? Like, what type of time you on over there? I was watching the New Edition shit over the Memorial Day weekend, and then part 1 of Bobby Brown is on YouTube, but part 2 ain't there, and it's been pissing me off.
I feel you though. Man. I feel you though.
That Don't Be Cruel, one of my favorite albums though.
I was listening to it the other day. That shit.
I did not know it was. I didn't. I was listening to it like 2 weeks ago. I did not know all of them hits was from that album, bro.
That shit straight through 1 through 9.
It's the greatest hit.
It is. Chris Brown. Take notes.
Could never.
He could.
Did you know Bobby, the one that came after? Did you know Bobby went quadruple platinum?
Damn, no, I didn't know that.
The one after?
I didn't know that either. Yeah, the one in 1991, the one with Humping Around. When he had that wild ass outfit on the cover.
Yeah, the Humping Around makes sense because I remember that was a hit.
Yeah. I don't know what we was talking about with Bobby Brown, but either way, man, shout out to Bernard.
You asked for the
classics.
DVD.
We was talking about classics, yeah.
Yeah, DVD. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, listen,
Bobby, you asked for the DVD.
And listen, you'll never hear another Breaking Bad podcast that mentions Bobby Brown. I promise you, it will never happen. No way in history of podcasts.
And it ties together.
Shit.
And it ties together.
I'm a little nervous about this email. It's titled "My guy Mo was absolutely right." That already puts me on.
I'm nervous about an email that's the. right, go ahead.
If the title is "My Guy Mo was absolutely right," I'm already weary. But
That can go
from
both
Zane,
ways.
yeah, man. Shout out to Zane. Zane writes in, "What's good, guys? Just wanted to follow up and start with the fact that Mo nailed it, replying to my last email. The Wire equals this is inside information. See, we didn't know what Mo said in his response, but apparently The Wire equals Kendrick, Breaking Bad equals J. Cole, Sopranos equals Drake, and yeah, Drake is 3rd out of 3 here. I saw a meme the day.
I like the jab. That was good. That was good. That was good.
I saw a meme. I don't know what
he got a beeper, Mark.
Hey, he definitely got a beeper because he ain't answering text messages.
He got a beeper. No wonder you got 1,000 on the
Right, exactly, man. They ain't beep him. That's why.
Got a two-way over there.
That's my iPad, man. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, he hit people up like this my new beeper.
I wish, nigga. I wish. I saw a meme the other day. You said that which read Drake makes music for guys who sigh until you ask them what's wrong, and damn, was that accurate? One thing that surprises me about your guys' take on Breaking Bad is that you seem very bored by or anti-character development compared to Sopranos. Personally, in just my opinion, but I've always thought the way they developed Hank, Gomez, Jesse, etc. was great. That's interesting. I'm gonna pause in the email real quick. That's interesting because I don't give a fuck about Gomez. Like I don't.
We don't care about Gomez.
I do care about Jesse. And I'm there. I care about Hank because you care about Hank. He's such a big character, but I don't like. We'll get to it later in this episode, bro. I'm not moved. Like I'm not.
Like they may. I'll say this.
What's that, Joe? Hey, you've been quoting Drake all day. What's the Drake line he said about Joe Budden? Like nigga, and if you don't,
I mean, even if it's just another day. Ain't nobody crying about your punk ass.
That's me. That's me when it comes to Hank. Like I'm not
cry about your punk ass.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened, but I'm not about to cry about it. We just going on with life. So,
well, let me
it's
tell
interesting that he said that.
No, it is. I'll say this as you pause in it. I am starting to care about Hank, and again, not like oh, I'm rooting for him, but in the sense what we get a revelation in this episode. I'm like, okay, finally we can stop the macho.
I know
bullshit.
what did it for you. I know what
that was a great scene.
Yeah, it was, and that's the only reason I'm like, okay, finally we could get what we've been talking about. We don't get a Melfi scene, but we can at least get some, something that makes us understand you a little more, and that's it. So I do feel for him. Jesse, we do like his character development.
Yeah,
I don't
care about Jesse.
Yeah, we care about Jesse for sure.
Jesse's 100%. All right, let me get back to the email. And listening to you guys talk about how you roll up on Walt if you were Jesse is hilarious. We all would, in all caps. LMAO, Jesse is a bitch and complete idiot at this point. The frustration around his character speaks to how well it was developed. In regards to what I said about these two shows, here's a few thoughts the way I see them. I feel like David Chase leaned into the genius talk he was getting during season 6. And that, along with needing to cast endless A-list celebs throughout the series, made for a relatively lazy season. I love Sopranos, but season 6 was a letdown as a whole, even with Blue Comet and some amazing scenes throughout, especially compared to the final season of Breaking Bad.
Well, wait, the final season of Breaking Bad, that's a good...
He's saying compared to Breaking Bad, he's saying Breaking Bad final season is smoking season 6 of Sopranos.
Hey, we split
only
it
because of season.
We split it in half.
Of season 6A. Only because
that's it. I'll say we split it in half. Like
6B is I don't know if I can say that. 6B was on fire. 6B was
hopefully he got the DVD. Ain't he the one who got the DVD?
I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. Getting back to the email though, I think it's further proven by the fact that Chase didn't give a shit about the story enough to make sure that many Saints made any sense. In my opinion, Breaking Bad beat Sopranos in the following ways. Pilot and series finale are both better. In my opinion, the series finale is barely debatable. Prequel movie are both. What he's about to say, prequel / movie are both better. Both episodes of Breaking Bad are better than that. The best episodes of Breaking Bad are better than the best episode of Sopranos. And personally, I think 3 to 4 are better. Dead Freight, Face Off, Ozymandias, etc. I will watch before Blue Comet. Damn, so pretty much you're saying like if we took the top 5 episodes from each show, 4 of the top 5 coming from Breaking Bad is what he's saying.
I don't know. I don't think the best episode of Sopranos versus the best episode of Breaking Bad. We need to look at what's the worst episode of Sopranos and what's the worst episode of Breaking Bad.
Well, I know the worst episode of Breaking Bad is Fly.
The Fly.
Maybe. Is Fly worse than Peekaboo?
They're right there. But then you got the worst episode of Sopranos is when
Christopher.
whatever it is when he in the dream sequence.
That and Camelot too. Is
Camelot.
Happy birthday, Mrs. President?
Yeah, I mean maybe House Arrest. Like that might be one too, where he just was stuck in.
What is it when he's Kevin Finnery?
Yeah, that's in the dream sequence. That's in season 6A. That's like 2 or 3, I think. Because he got some good points, but the thing is, bro, those things, and some of that could be true, but the thing is, though, when we get to the meat and potatoes of the whole thing, and that's where I always feel like it surpasses it. Like when we look at, like, we're getting into the in between, like consistent good episodes and great episodes. Like Sopranos gets good, even if you want to say, oh, season 1 is whatever. It gets good at season 2 the minute we get what's your man's Richie Aprile. Then we get Richie Aprile and we got Big Puss. Like we already there. Season 2, we there.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad ain't picked up till 3. That alone is already a, you know what I mean? So, but I like it though, bro. I like this shit.
I say, man, they sending a lot of my bad.
I like
sending a lot of good emails that actually start some conversations. I keep breaking up these emails because y'all have some good talking points.
Sorry, my bad.
Getting back, no, it's all good, man. But getting back to it, worst episodes are equal. Both have some real shit. Characters are very close. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible, so I'll put it like this: Walt equals Tony, Jesse equals Christopher, Ralph, Richie, even Phil equal Tuco, Hector, Saul, etc. Skylar equals Carmela, but she's worse. What a horrible bitch Carmela is. She's beats. But Sopranos has no Gus. They just don't. So I give Breaking Bad the edge. I can give more if you need, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think of 1 minute. Love this episode. Have a great week, guys, and thank you, Zane from Iowa. Shout out to you, Zane. We appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
I will say this, and I will move on to our guy Acid Jax before we get into the episode. I don't necessarily disagree with Zane when he talks about them heavy hitters from Breaking Bad are heavy hitters.
Like, yeah, no, he right.
Like when you think about, we talked about verses earlier, but when you think about a verses and those songs that you know is an automatic point, like Breaking Bad got those.
Yeah, they got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Sopranos would have did a little bit more with Johnny Sack, I feel like that would have been our Gus.
But Sopranos has classic, like Soprano, man.
I'm just saying, like, because I get what he mean with Gus, and he's right. Like, I like Sopranos. We don't really have a Gus, like somebody that's like that polarizing on the like villainous side.
Sopranos are fucking amazing, y'all. I don't know what y'all like. I get it.
I'm with you. I'm
not talking to you. I'm thinking about these emails that we've been getting, and I'm. Like, I understand the Breaking Bad and the peak of Breaking Bad and what it looks
Phil
like
Leotardo?
and how great it is and stuff like that.
I was gonna say Phil is
Sopranos is fucking amazing, man.
No, it is.
It is. We just didn't spend enough time with Phil. I mean, Gus is an elite villain. I would put him in number 1. But other shows have Gus's. Like The Wire had Marlo, Game of Thrones
Marlo
had
is definitely. But Sopranos.
I would say Littlefinger.
I forget. You know what?
Damn, now I got to think about this.
Right now in this moment, I forget when Gus became like the super villain. Like right now, Gus is somebody
I remember when.
Right now, Gus is somebody like a
person to reason with.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like somebody I don't want to say I'm rooting for, but this guy's
he's like an anti-hero right now.
Yeah, right.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
And I know that's not the case, and I can't remember what changed that. So that's, like I said, that's part of the excitement of going through this series again, because there is a lot of stuff I don't remember, but I do, like to my point earlier about Zane's email, I do remember the big shit is the big shit. All right, now, Acid Jax, it's that time. Sunset for Cynthia is the title of this email. Fellas, another great episode of the pod. It's funny. When your podcast was reviewing shit episodes of Breaking Bad, you guys were great. Now the episodes are much better, and you guys are still fucking great. Paulie Walnut Fingers. When Spike threw out the Hank dirty, he a nasty dude. He must have known he was throwing the fishing line out there. And old Acid Jax was biting. It's a hot take for sure, but Hank 100% gets it off with crackhead bitches. If you know, you know. Speaking of, I'm not going to river dance my way around the elephant in the room. Shout out Jenny Sachs, 95-pound mole. Rich might be wearing the big boy pants, and the host always asks the big questions. But that you would even dare throw it out there about Cynthia on the Subset episode.
That was wild too. I've been thinking about that too, bro. I swear I thought about that after.
I didn't.
I thought about saying, yo, that was a wild setup, dude. Like, I wouldn't even.
I was just curious.
He wrote that in. He wrote that in his notes.
He wrote that in his notes.
Nah. Yeah, he wrote that in his notes. That's what made it. That's what made it nuts.
Yeah.
What type of niggas y'all was, man? I'm just curious.
He wrote that in his notes.
That's good.
Like you sit on that pause for like 3-4 days. When you was watching this, like because it wasn't no aha moment.
Oh man. Going back to the email, man. Let me take my lashing, man. Rich might be, excuse me, orange wine drinking with the Fresh Prince, Uncle Phil beard, Big Rich Town. It's not enough you checking out the wings on Gus's Los Pollos Princess. What, you want the nuggets too? Oh man, I wasn't checking that. I just asked the question. I never professed any type of I'm gonna go. I just wanted to know what Mo and Spike Lee thought about this. That's all.
Man, anytime the dude asks the question, it's coming from somewhere.
It's a yes from him.
It's coming from somewhere.
Anytime you ask, like you already in your head and been like, shit,
yeah. You already played it out low key, like
now you're trying to figure out is you crazy or not?
Exactly.
That's the only reason we asked.
You confirm it with your G. Like it's like,
fellas, I don't know if you guys know this, but I take this podcast very seriously, and every week I try to think of ways to elevate conversation, and that was just one of the ones I came up with that week.
All of that's cool, but you still had to think.
You were excellent, my nigga.
Still had to think,
but still,
like, I may be crazy.
This nigga Spike Lee ain't let it out. He said that sounds great. I'm fucking with it.
Hey, he's so good with that. He's so good at like flipping the whole like
I don't know what y'all talking about. Anyway, going back to the email. Everyone knows you've been the biggest cool hound for the past 4 or 5 years. Your midlife crisis, you fucking catcher's mitt, quote Christopher Moltisanti. But Cynthia, that, my friend, is a diabolical question. Now, it's not that I'm saying. Now, it's not that I'm not saying Spike Lee wouldn't consider it. Hold up, Spike Lee go to the game, sit there the entire time, not cheering his team like a goddamn serial killer.
Oh, he listened over there?
I know it's another podcast. Shout out to the Bookworms. And that really does need to be addressed at some point. But on the scale of psychotic to Walter fucking White, well, he's definitely on some spectrum. Talking about Spike Lee. And Mo, I always put a lot of sugar in my mochaccino, but we all know on the right, unmarried, Mo is knocking Cynthia down. Hey man, that's what I'm saying.
What?
Mo trying to front, but that's what I'm saying. That's all. That's why I asked the question, Asher Jackson. I just wanted to know, and I believe the same thing. In fact, all three of you haven't been this hot down there since Johnny Soprano's Guma, the crazy old broad, saying "Happy Birthday, Mr. President." It's crazy. We just talked about that.
Whoa.
Yeah. If Walt, Mr. No Bitch, if Walt, Mr. No Bitches, then the Good Earners crew was Mr. All Bitches. Okay. So before y'all hit the hang up button, or maybe mash the call end of screen, shout out Mo's little mans. I just talked about you bringing this up, Asher Jackson.
He's so good. He don't let nothing. He ain't gonna let nothing get past, bro.
Nah, man. And that joke, it's gonna stay. It's gonna stay going. Season 5, he can be mentioning that.
All right.
I accept I might be out of pocket, but I was defending Cynthia's honor, Gus's honor. Beep beep beep. P.S. Before I forget. Pour one down for the queen, Michelle. She that scrawled so that we may write. I'm so proud to burn in the flame to keep her memory alive. She made the ultimate sacrifice and we all gained so much from it. Yeah, she may be gone, but I for one hope she still listens. Some say she is still out there lurking between the lines. And if you listen hard on a long email, you can hear her voice in the wind, reviewing a review after Mo's review. Say her name, Michelle. You're goddamn right. Peace, and Asher Jackson.
That was crazy, bro. Like they were giving a whole review after our review, man.
This nigga Bo.
What? That threw me. I'm sorry. You want me to read all this? That your review after our 2.5, 3 hour podcast. Now you got to.
I wonder how often do she think about you and be like, man, fuck him.
Hey, what if every time she think about clicking on something, she always comes across an episode where somebody bring her up? Like,
it's not even that, man. I'm just thinking about it because that's one of the funniest parts that I forgot. It wasn't the fact that you just stopped reading. It's like you gave the explanation as to why. Like it was, hey man, listen, we already reviewed the show, so I'm not gonna read a review of your review. Like, hey, this nigga Bo was like, nah, bro, we ain't doing that.
Because it was really like a long email with her review of the episode. I'm like,
and it was one of the moments when I stopped. Like, hold up, did I hear that right? Like, does this nigga just stop? I mean, this nigga Spike Lee, man, that's a classic Good Earners. But we are not here to talk about Good Earners. We're here to talk about Breaking Bad. Acid Jacks, we appreciate you as always, and everyone else who wrote in. Thank you as always. Please remember to hit us up. But there will be spoilers and explicit content. Today's episode, Season 3, Episode 7, 1 Minute, premiered May 2nd, 2010, directed by Michelle McLaren, written by Thomas Schnauz, and the show is currently streaming on Netflix. Spike Lee, you know what it is, man. One of my favorite times of the week. Do we have a synopsis from you, my brother?
We have a synopsis. Listeners, do you guys hear that? Phone is ringing. Pick it up. 3 of the best podcasters in the game are coming to kill this episode in exactly 1 minute. An episode that consists of Hank confronting Jesse about a phone call. Also, Schrader makes a plea to Walt about family. Walt makes a plea about a new lab partner, and the twins are closing in, and Hank has to face the music. This is Season 3, Episode 7 of No More Half Measures, entitled 1 Minute.
This guy's good, y'all. He's good. All right, y'all. Jesse is pulling up to his crib. It's sunset. This is directly after the events we left off on in Episode 6. And we see Hank's Jeep pull up behind him as Jesse is entering the house. He says, hey, man, I got nothing to say to you. Call my lawyer. But with no words, Hank gives him a solid right to the face. Donkey Kong punched that motherfucker, bro. Knocked Jesse off his feet and into his crib, bro. You ever see like somebody get punched that hard? Like, damn.
He worked his shit.
Hey, hold on, man. Hey, he got Jesse little ass off his feet, man. Then he stands over. Yeah. He stands over Jesse, give him seven shots to the face, bro. Like Hank big ass is wailing on Jesse, man. Come on, man. Yelling about my wife, how you get my cell phone. He snaps out of it, realizes what he's done, and he calls the ambulance. He stays on the scene as Jesse gets carted off. His boss comes over, says they need a statement or they can hold him off. It also informs him he might want to get a lawyer. So remember in context, he's called away from this investigation. We know how hard Hank has been working to find that RV. He finally finds it. Walt decides, to use Saul to call Hank and let him know, hey, my wife, he's not putting two and two together how he got all this information, but he wants the answers from Jesse. And he done. Looks like he ain't slept in days. Sees Jesse say, I got to come over here and fuck you up, bro. Cop or no cop, I got to beat your ass. Spike Lee, what you thinking, man? As you watch this scene, you see Hank just kind of snap.
No excuses for Hank, but if you Jesse, how soon would you have closed the door?
Oh,
like,
yeah, I'm
not like, you see that look in his eyes and he coming towards you, you know what you just did. Man, I'm running, like, if I'm Jesse, I'm running on in the house, bro. I ain't even got to see what you want. If you ain't got no warrant, you pulling up dolo in your street clothes, in your street car, there's no reason for me to have any conversations with you. Because Jesse weigh 150 pounds. He like 5'6". Like, he ain't getting no wins in this. So I say all that to say, it's not his fault. You should expect not to get your ass whooped in your home like that. However, nigga, go in the house and close the door. You see this big gorilla coming at you with rage in his eyes, ready to beat the living shit out of you. Like, you got to protect yourself, bro. And you can't do it fist to fist. So make him do it fist to dough. So, but that being said,
if Hank was black, would you have called him a big gorilla?
That's why I did call him a big gorilla.
I was trying to spread as much. That's why I stopped and asked you. I was like, hold on. Was that an intentional choice?
Rich be knowing you gotta stop stepping on my jokes, Rich. That's the beauty of them. You just gotta leave them out there.
My fault, man. I just couldn't. I was so taken aback. I'm like, hold on, man.
That's the point. It's the point.
My bad.
But nah, man, Jesse got to protect himself. But Hank was definitely in the wrong here. However, I could understand him. You just put through this frustrating situation. You wondering how, like this little rat bastard even got a number for your wife and her name. Like he thinking Jesse is like the scum of the earth. He don't get to see what we see as viewers. He think he's some crack smoking meth head, and for him to have your wife's phone number and be able to get in touch with you, that would definitely piss you off if you somebody like Hank.
Yeah, Hank is like he said it later in the episode, but he's definitely spiraling because he's bending the law so much. Last episode, we see him having a crowbar ready to break open the RV. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's spiraling. Like you want the win so bad, you're willing to, break your own code. You know what I mean? And now here he's reached his the highest level of frustration. And bruh, like I just don't. You see somebody walking like that, bro. If you ain't prepared to scrap, close the door, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you see him walking, that you talking about, you can't do nothing. You look at Hank's eyes when he's walking, bro. If you sizing him up and looking like I don't want that, I don't even want that. Nah, I'm cool, bro.
This nigga still trying to talk. Like he's still trying to talk and explain.
I would have closed.
Like, nah, bro, man, nigga, talk to me through the peephole, nigga.
Yeah,
I'm at the crib. So like you said, that nigga look like a zombie,
bro. The way he looked, I don't know if they put makeup under his eyes because he looked insane. Like I said, nah.
He beat Jesse ass.
He punched him with everything he got.
Like he blacked out.
Yeah, the intention behind the punch. I'm punching with everything I got. Like, man,
you saw the moment he came to. Like, oh shit. Like,
yeah, dude ain't even moving, bro. Goodness gracious.
Shit crazy. Any other thoughts on this scene and like the aftermath of Hank staying around, ambulance?
Another good cop, bad cop
moment.
moment.
What he's thinking? Yeah, what's up?
Another good cop, bad cop moment that we be saying about Hank. Like he was mad, rightfully so, but he never stopped to think, how the fuck did this little junkie get his number? Like why? And it's another moment in this episode where he should have he definitely should have been able to put two and two together if he was a good cop.
Yeah, because it was already. And again, y'all, for those that are lean more Breaking Bad than anything, the reason we say that is because it's like you should be able to put two and two together. When he called Hank last episode, Marie is the one that told him, "Why don't you call him?" But Hank call Walter. That whole layout. I'm not saying he should have known Walter was in the RV. I'm definitely not saying that because who knew? But I'm saying there should have been a real quick moment. Like if you feel like these two are connected, and then all of a sudden, how does he have my wife's number? How does he know my wife's name?
And then there's one more moment compounded on top of that we'll get to later in the episode. To quote the insufferable McNulty, he's good police, which Hank is not. If you was good police, you would have figured this out.
Interesting. All right, we'll get there. But I like how they ended this scene because his boss tells him, you might want to get a lawyer, and we pan directly to Saul. And Saul is taking pictures of Jesse. He's having a good time with this, as lawyers would. Big time case, man. We got one. We got the DEA in our back pocket right now. This is get out of jail free card. DEA's worst nightmare is get this story getting out to the public. Walt comes to visit Jesse at the hospital. Can't believe the damage that Hank has caused. He seems remorseful. Real quick question: are y'all buying this? Walt coming in, seeming remorseful about what happened to Jesse. Are you buying this at all in this moment?
I don't.
No.
I'm already gone from Walt. Like nothing. I don't buy anything from him for a long time. Even right here, I don't think that he's really feeling any empathy for Jesse.
Yeah,
he look at Jesse like you should have been able to prevent this, and we had to go through this whole RV shit because of you. I feel like that's how he looked.
Yeah, well, you think about this next moment where Jesse pretty much puts the blame on Walt. Said, this is your fault this has even happened. And Walt says immediately, and this is what I mean when I say Walt funny as fuck to me. Because Walt genuinely was on some, had I not called, we'd be in jail right now. But, that's besides the point. Like, he still wanted to make sure you threw that in there to let him know, like, I'm in charge. I'm the one that's a smart one. It's
Shout out
not
Aaron
when he's
Paul,
being.
man.
Yeah,
He was in his bag.
Oh man,
for real.
and
He was in his bag.
that I won't speak to that in a moment, but that is a Waltism where he does the thing of where it could have been worse, and he used this magnified scale for how much worse it could have been to minimize how bad it was that
Yeah.
we was a part of, like the airplane.
And
You
he
know what I
means
mean?
like
He means it
it's
though.
those moments when he. Yeah, I'm about to say it's not. When,
Yeah, I don't know what he was about to say, but he just do those subtle little small things where he feel like he gotta be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna let it go without it.
And it's like he can't feel bad about his actions hurting people if he feel like somewhere in those actions was helping. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird thing that he has as and it's not really like a self-righteous thing. I feel like it is with him, but it's an
It's just an
arrogance.
asshole thing.
It's definitely an asshole. It's definitely an arrogant thing with him. It's weird, but yeah.
I don't know where I left. I don't know where I got cut off.
Oh,
We wasn't listening. We don't know.
Okay, that's fair. That's
well,
fair.
you were about to get into
what-
something with Walt, but we kind of started going further into Walt, and then now I don't know
Yeah.
where you were going with it. So
We picked up right where you left off when you fell off. So you can
Oh, when I talk about how like when I talk about Jesse and all the big boy talk he was talking.
Oh, no, you ain't saying nothing about that yet.
Oh shit, I got cut off before that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I was talking about Jesse because Jesse said he about to own Hank and his whole family. Like everything he need, like every time he turns a corner, he gonna be there to the point where I'm like, this guy gonna unalive himself because I'm gonna be around so much. I'm taking my share all the time. He gonna be like digging in the bottom of the barrel in Tijuana, all types of shit. Talking big boy.
you said getting his pennies, and even then, and still,
Yeah, he sounded like Drake. He reminded me of Drake because he was talking all that big boy talking that nobody believes.
that ain't
Nobody believes this.
Yeah.
Jesse was talking all that shit. I don't believe you, my guy.
But,
You need more people.
Jesse ain't Drake though. He ain't got bees on the table. You know, understand?
Yeah, what is that? 6th Street, G Street, baby. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Hey, listen. We
Worked
G
on
Block
the grass.
babies. We are not musicians.
Man, they grew up on Degrassi, man. Salt and Walt tell Jesse to move on. Jesse says once he's out, he's gonna start cooking again. And then things get serious because he pretty much tells him like, I don't care about getting caught because if I get caught, my get out of jail free card is giving them the person they want, Heisenberg. And that's when Walt's on some hold up, man. So him and Saul go outside because Walt's the golden goose to Saul. Like you the money maker, you the one that's keeping this whole thing rolling. They go outside and Walt's under the impression of, hey man, when Hank was beating his ass, he would have told on me then. Like if he really wanted to give me up, it would have already happened. And Saul's on the side of, I don't know, man. Like I wouldn't necessarily chance it. Mainly showing that he has faith in Jesse. And Saul says if they need to take options, they will. He didn't say what those options were, but we know what they were. What do we think about Walt coming to visit, Jesse in the hospital, Jesse's plan, and the idea of him snitching on Walt if it came down to it? And Walt's reluctance to really take that threat seriously.
They have a toxic relationship. As much as Spike don't believe it, Walt does care about Jesse, but he does. He wants to use him more than he cares about him. You know, because only reason I say this is because when we get to like the last season, and particularly right towards the finale, we get that understanding like, nah, it's still there, and this is not for his game. So, but like he does care about Jesse in the sense that like, bro, don't mess up my shit that I got going on, but I ain't want this to happen to you though, dog. You know what I mean? Just like he did with Tuco, where it was like, all right, bro, you playing around with my guy that I sent down there. First off, you owe me money. Second off, you put your hands on my man. So there is a code that Walt has. It's just that code falls under his bottom line. And his bottom line is what fits Walter. But once you get past what fits Walter, he does have some care for Jesse, and he does have some care for Skyler. You know what I mean? So there is some things there, but I think Walt is going to be Walt, and it's all about Walt first and foremost. So, and I found this interesting too. It reminded me of Christopher Moltisanti when he's talking to JT, the writer, where he was like, man, you know how much stuff I know. I could bring, you know, I mean, he was talking about like snitching on Tony and them, you know, and I found this interesting here in Breaking Bad universe where he said it to his face versus Christopher never really said it. Nah, you know what? He did say it once, but I'll come back to that. I won't be long with it. I'll come back to that. But
what was the question?
Just the saying as far as like just to recap as far as Jesse, his plan of cooking meth, giving up Walt if it comes down to and Walt not believing him, yeah.
I thought this was good, man. This was the coming out party, I feel like, for Jesse, 100%. This whole scene, both for the speeches that he gave about hanging, even talking to Walt, like, you got me fucked up. It's that thing in Walt that I don't like that he did in the hallway with Saul, as far as him not believing Jesse. I disagree with you, Mo. Though I understand your place where that you're coming from, I don't think that he gives two shits about Jesse, man. I don't think he gives two shits about nobody. And that just rings itself true too much in this series for me to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I just don't. There's always an ulterior motive. There's always something to do with Walt winning, and then you by happenstance win. So even with this and him thinking Jesse not gonna snitch, I think he's just saying that because he thinks Jesse is like a junkie, too adjacent to the law to be able to go to the law and say something and snitch. Like he just don't believe that's gonna be possible. So this was a great scene. I loved it. I love Walt's response. I love Saul's response. I love Jesse being the person in the scene that pushed everything forward. This is one of those scenes that stand out. And I think this is like Jesse turning over a new leaf too. Like they did this, like that ass whooping was a new Jesse. Like that ain't the same Jesse no more. We was talking about it earlier, like the car gone, and he talked about all the stuff that he lost. We talked about it briefly last episode, but this really, in this episode, it's like, okay, this is a new person. Until it wasn't.
Now they figured out what they want to do with him, I feel like.
Yeah, but facts. You can definitely tell the show figured out now what they're doing.
Great points. We move on into the episode. Hank is giving a statement to what I believe is internal affairs. He's got his union lawyer with him, recounts the events. They learn that Jesse is pressing charges and is giving a detailed version of his events. And even though he has been a junkie in the past, so that's his reputation, his toxicology report is clean. He's not using. Hank looks shook and even in disbelief that he's in this predicament. And they took a photo of his hands just to show the damage that he gave Jesse with the fisticuffs. It's just Hank giving a statement. Not a ton to get here, but any thoughts on what we see?
I don't have any thoughts on that scene.
Yeah, it's just Hank standing up. They tried to. I don't know what they were trying to show us in the sense of anything different from what we already knew about Hank. This is what I expect him to do.
I think this next moment that I'm going to discuss is probably the part where we can discuss, have a conversation. Hank is in his dark office, which was automatically like a red flag for me. Not a red flag, but just like very obvious. Like, yo, why you ain't got the lights on? You know what I mean? Packing up. It's almost like shame was over him. Darkness is over him. He's packing up his office. And he comes out to the floor where everybody's giving him the look. Everybody's seeing that look or giving that look where, somebody's doing some ill shit or they got fired or some other shit. And everybody kind of rubbernecking it. And everybody looking at Hank in that sense. They've heard office gossip, as they say. He's his head down. He's cowering, like unlike the Hank that we've come to know. But we've also seen some of that this season. If he was wearing chains, that would have been tucked in. He just looked like he was just cowardly. Like he just wasn't about that life. And then the elevator doors open. We see Marie, and we cut to him crying in her arms. And once the doors opened up, once they got downstairs, he was normal. He was back to himself. And Marie is comforting him, telling Hank that, hey, I don't want you talking to nobody. And he knew right away. My wife already told somebody who, and she said she told Skylar. So Hank, at this point, just giving a statement and just having all this worry over him, along with Marie comforting him, what do we think about the development as we're putting these pieces together about what Hank is actually going through? I know we're not at the big scene yet, but we're starting to get a little bit more emotion come from Hank. Like it's real for him right
now. As crazy as it sounds, yeah, I know y'all ain't gonna agree, but that was like a real moment though. Like,
which part?
Well,
The
like the
Marie part or him
moment,
packing
like
up his office?
the elevator part, like this quick moment, because I don't know if y'all have ever been there, but I can speak for myself. But as a married man, like when the stakes become so heavy and you're at such the deep end of unfamiliar territory, it brings you to tears because you don't know how you're going to wrestle with it, and knowing that you have like your significant other there in that moment, and like
I was happy to see it.
no, I was
love to see
too.
it.
Like
No,
but
I know. Yeah, I know you were, but
it was real. Well, it was just real for me in the sense that like when I went to jail for the first time, like bro, I was definitely emotional because I was like,
for the first time, folks.
hey nigga, I told you I'd be out in these streets. Y'all think y'all know? Nigga, it took a long time before I came Mochaccino. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's some thug out shit. When I went to jail for the first time, nigga, Mochaccino, baby.
Hey, Mochaccino, baby.
Watch your mouth when you talking to him.
Watch your mouth, man. I ain't got that much of a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? No, nah, but like I was definitely like emotional like that when I went to jail. I'll share that story. Maybe I think we talked about it a little bit on another week's book one.
Yeah,
but,
I definitely did.
But yeah, like it was definitely because it was so. I couldn't believe I was in jail. I was like, bro, how did I go from being raised this way to end up in jail? It was mind blowing. So, but having my wife, seeing her when I got out, it was a quick moment like that. Like, man. And then, you snap at it like, all right, shit, I got to get my shit together. But so I felt that moment. That's all I'm saying.
No doubt, man. I appreciate the fact that we are getting that emotion out of Hank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of making sense. I even spoke a couple episodes back, like, what's going on?
Bruh.
Why y'all even got this going on? So, yeah, Spike Lee, what you got, man?
He should have did this a couple episodes back, to your point.
That's true.
Yeah, I would rather seen this before and that. Like, before you get that close with the RV, before you go beat the shit out of Jesse and have your whole career put in jeopardy. Now you break down, cry, and want to talk to your wife when she been asking you what was wrong when you passed up the promotion when you did all of these things. So it was fine. I don't think it moved me as much as I'm hearing you two say that it did y'all, but it set up some good stuff for the rest of the episode. I'll say that.
Okay. Yeah.
Dean Norris, he asked for a closed set when they shot that scene in the elevator. He wanted more space and more room. He thought the less people on set, it would make him more intimate and allow him to get to the place where he needed to go for that scene. He really studied like PTSD and what that did to officers, to the point to where he actually was having panic attacks. Like he was that immersed in the role of Hank. He was having his own panic attacks as Dean Norris. Because he was kind of studying the behaviors and the patterns. So it was kind of crazy how deep he got into it.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I just always find it fascinating.
He was on some Kendall Roy shit, wasn't
he? Yeah, that motherfucker is super method actor. Damn, why can't I think of his name?
Goodness gracious.
Jeremy. I think it's Jeremy something.
Oh, also, I want to add to it. We see Hank is not wearing his normal or orange colors, which he always wore orange. That's just Hank's color. He's wearing black, so it's like it definitely speaks to him in the dark.
Black or purple?
Or purple. It could be purple. I couldn't tell the lighting, but it could be purple. But either way, it's like it's purple. But it does speak to.
Well, later in the episode, I know one of his suits, like his shirt, is purple.
I don't know. You might be right. I can't tell if it's purple or black. You might be right, but it does speak to like he's in a different place. Like his normality is orange. That's where he sets normal. He's in a totally different place. They're doing a lot of things color wise here. Again, I don't have all of the definitive or definitions of each color perfectly, but I just know these characters wear certain colors. When they get away from it, that's supposed to have meaning. But this is not that type of podcast, so.
No, fair enough. There's some more color stuff that's coming up later on this episode, so we'll get into it. It was really bothering me that I couldn't think of his name. I'm still looking. I can't get it. Either way, I'll think of it before the episode's over. Skyler. So as we mentioned, Maria's already told Skyler about what's going on. And Skyler pulls up to Walt while he's making his peanut butter and jelly. She wants to talk. She walks into the condo, which is Vince Gilligan's condo in real life. Walks into the condo and says, wow, I guess crime does pay. Which at that moment, like, get out. Get out. You're over here playing games. Like, I'm being a gentleman, letting you in. You being smart. Like, it's probably 7:45 in the morning. Like, I ain't got time for this shit. She mentions the Hank situation with Jesse. She asks if there's anything that can trace back to him. He says, why would it? I mean, she moves on to talk about Hank and that he loses everything. If these charges go through, that means Marie loses everything. She asks Walt to call Jesse and ask him to drop the charges. Walt was like, man, I don't know what you think going on. I see Buddy at the gym every now and then. I say what's up to him, man. I don't know dude like that. We ain't friends. I ain't got that type of relationship to where he gonna listen if I drop the charges. Just doing the whole Walt thing. And Skyler says, well, what about Hank? Like, that don't mean nothing? Like, he's family. And this nigga said, not currently. I'm late, man. I gotta go. Beat it. Hey, I fuck with
Hey, he said it under his breath at first.
He said
then
it under his breath.
Double down.
What? Nigga, I said not currently. Nigga, that nigga ain't my family right now. Fuck out my apartment, man. I gotta
Straight
go to
up.
work. I got $1 million industry that I'm enterprise that I'm responsible for right now.
I know people said we were hard on Skylar before, but I think we were pretty much on her side.
Oh, we was definitely on her side. Like,
Yeah,
no
like,
doubt.
I think we, as a whole, we were on her side. This right here, where it changed. This where it switched for me.
Yep. This is where we're
This
shifting.
shouldn't even. Yeah, this is where we're going into what the fuck is she doing mode. Because when Marie come to you with this, you're supposed to be like, bitch, Walt don't know him. Like, you already done agreed to hold it. Now you finna get held. We finna do the divorce thing. Like, I'm gonna break you off once I make this paper off with this cook or whatever it may be. She's supposed to hold it down on the front of, like, why would I go to Walt and ask him, man? He don't talk to dude. He don't know dude. Ain't no way he can get in touch with dude. Like, why would you even ask me that? He probably bought weed from him one time. He don't know him. So this is where she started to lose me.
Yeah.
In the sense of going over here. And on top of that, you don't even fuck with me if I'm Walt. Like, you don't, like, you with Ted now. We done made this official. I done moved out. You should be telling them people, oh, no, he's not going to do that. And just leave it at that. And, like, you don't even come and have to talk to me. Me and you dead now. So, yeah, this is where Skylar starts to lose me and starts turning the corner to what I remember Skylar. When I talk about remembering Breaking Bad and, like, not really liking her as a character, that was one of the things that we did talk to in the earlier seasons as to, now, we all fuck with Skylar a little bit.
Oh, yeah. We was
This
with
right
it.
here was the moment where it changed.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like, and, she got the green on, which is like this interesting thing where normally Walter wears green. So it's got some meaning there. I can't quite explain it, but one of y'all, who's the guy? What's his name? Zach Zen? What's his name? The right Zen? That's the Breaking Bad guy. The guy that you know who you are. Hey, whatever.
Always trying to put a nigga to work.
Hey, whatever happened there?
Y'all send me that, man.
Hey, I'm the hardest working nigga. I'm the hardest working nigga in podcast. Somebody else needs to do some shit.
I ain't saying you're not.
No, I know y'all ain't saying, but like, hey, nigga, while try to get these 2 kids and all that other shit, hey, niggas do some extra shit, nigga. But now, the listener that wrote in, I'm sorry if I don't remember your name. Maybe if you're familiar with the color scheme in Breaking Bad as far as what they mean, send that in because that would be a great addition and help for us. Because I looked it up before, but it was a little vague and I didn't want to utilize it as a source. But
I got 2 things that come to my mind. Green with envy, maybe.
Okay.
Walt's doing okay. Nobody wants to lose the breakup. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to break up with somebody and then be the person that looks like the bum ass.
Oh, you're right. You so right. Yeah.
Like, so I bossed up. Like, I'm not in the little bullshit with the pool, the leaves in the pool. I'm in some big boy shit. Nigga, and I got the model unit. Like, what you trying to do? So she come in, crime must pay. So that's one thing. And she's envious of that. I think the second thing is that's Walt's color, as you said it. Because there's another scene of Walt in green. This episode, I think, is trying to show you that it's not fully Heisenberg. There's still some Walt there. He's teetering back and forth, whether he knows it or not. Walt's a very complex character, so
yeah, he is.
It's going to take a lot of digging to do until we kind of really get a stance on him. I know we have a general consensus, but where he actually, how he navigates between these two is interesting to me. I think the Skylar Green is also to show that she's still a part of him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wearing your colors. I'm repping your shit because I'm still a part of you. Like, a lot of the stuff that you do, even if it's not as sincere as it originally started or what we knew it to be, of him doing this for his family, he's still not going to let it slide. He's still going to provide, even if things are tumultuous and even if things do go south. But this shit is hilarious, man. Like I said, as soon as she made that comment, bro, get out. I got about to go to work.
Exactly.
Like for real, I got 200 pounds of meth to make.
Do y'all fuck with peanut butter and jelly like that?
To be eating every day for lunch?
This nigga pack it every day.
Like,
bro, you can't get.
I ain't never packed a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, that's like last second. I may just want this at the crib or something. But
PBJ now and then.
I'll eat one.
It
don't come to mind. It never comes to mind.
If I'm putting my lunch together, I'm gonna at least have some deli meat or something.
Yeah, deli meat. Yeah,
bro,
for
if you
sure.
don't take the time to make a sandwich, nigga, make a sandwich.
Gabagool.
Get the Coca-Cola with the gabagool with the peppers.
This is the same nigga that write his name on the brown paper bag. Like he looked like a peanut butter and jelly or cheese sandwich. Like I see Walt with a cheese sandwich.
Cheese sandwich.
Mayonnaise and cheese. I could see Walt eating the mayonnaise.
Like grilled cheese? You just talking about cheese slices?
No.
A slice of cheese and mayonnaise.
Sliced cheese
That's real white folks.
Hey,
that's real white. That's real white.
Listen, anybody that's a white listener, please clue me in on.
You ain't never seen that?
Yes.
That's
grilled
I used
cheese.
to go to elementary school with white folks. They had a cheese and mayonnaise and white bread.
Hell yeah, man.
Now, I'm familiar with the mac and cheese is dinner. Like
a slice of Kraft cheese, mayonnaise, and white bread, nigga.
Yeah, no grill marks on nothing. Plain white bread,
just like a sandwich.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's the white folks trenches right there.
That's the struggle
bologna sandwich.
That's the bologna
trenches right there.
Yeah, that's a bologna sandwich, bro.
Hey, that's white people.
Shit, you already know what it is. Yeah.
White people, the trenches where they got the cheese sandwich. Huh?
They got the cheese sandwich. So different going on at their house.
Hey man, okay. Hey, y'all educated me on that. That's different, bro. Damn.
Once again, man, y'all ain't never getting this type of insight on any Breaking Bad podcast ever.
That is wow.
But yeah, any other thoughts on Skylar coming over and pretty much saying, "Hey, you should help hang out"? Matter of fact,
she was looking good
about this shit.
I would say that.
Fuck out of here, bro. Like, nah, you gotta start. We gotta lead with some neck. You gotta lead.
It's been a while. I
Slick wouldn't even let her in. Like I'm up like this. I'm finna go to work. And
chain on the door.
The first thing I'm gonna be thinking when I see her walking up is I fucked Ted. Like it's not you ain't getting in here. I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say. Actually, nah. I'm headed out. Hey, hit me up. I'll talk to you on the way to the work. Give a fuck about your
you got a little attitude in here coming up. You got a favorite. You got an attitude. What the fuck are we talking about? Get the fuck up out of here.
And I just signed for $3 million. Like man,
hey, he won't really. He won't that guy right now, bro. Unless we call him lame, he that guy. We hit her with the divorce papers. Like I'm gonna give you what you want. Sheesh, man. If that was Tony, well, you know, what we seen what Tony was like when he went away from Carmella. But like, if that was Tony, bruh, yeah, he would have been getting to it.
That nigga said, not currently. That nigga in my family right now. Get the fuck out of here, man.
That is a great line.
Scram. I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Even though Walt a dirtbag. Walt gets to work and Gail is there. So Walt's already a little bit, on edge given his morning and how it started out. But Gail is there. I was about to call the crew, about to call the search party. He's like, car troubles. Gail being overly nice, like a Chick-fil-A employee and shit. Like, oh, well, next time, give me a call. I'll give you a ride. Like, just doing too much. And Walt's, like I said, in the pissy mood. Gail's trying to impress Walt like last time. Has things done before you even ask about him. Gail mentions that this might be the start of a beautiful friendship, and Walt ain't going, bro. He just got that look on his face. Spike, I got to ask you, bro, because you mentioned this last week. You called it. Is this your memory kicking in, or how did you... when I watched this, I immediately thought of our conversation last week. Like, damn, man, this nigga Walt already. And like, it was such a... I'm finally getting somebody who speaks my language, the respect I deserve. To now this nigga looking at him disgusted. Like, what the fuck is you doing? What's going on in this scene, and why did Walt get that sudden change? I know you touched on it last week, but I want to get you
this wasn't off memory. This was just me watching that scene and knowing Walt. And this, like me watching it, like you watching it, I realized as well. I was like, see, I knew I was right last week because I just don't. This is me watching this in the gaze of Walt just being a villain, not giving him the benefit of the doubt. a lot of the times I've watched this and I've given Walt the benefit of the doubt that he's an anti-hero and we're supposed to be rooting for him. He does have these good intentions sometimes. All that shit out the window for me. So when I'm looking at last week's episode and I hear him having these conversations, I'm thinking, okay, villain Walt is intimidated by this. Because no, this nigga almost smarter than me, and this shouldn't be a thing. And he could almost, if Jesse can almost do it, and then you bring this dude in and he can do it, they gonna replace me. That's immediately where I thought Walt's head would go. I think that's what we've been presented with. We've just had the benefit of seeing it all the way through and knowing Walt more. First time you look at this, you think, okay, like the title of the show, he's Breaking Bad. I'm just viewing this from a sense of he's already broken bad. So last week, that whole thing with Gail, the more that he talked, the more he was putting, the more rope he gave himself to be hung. And I seen this episode this week, just like what you said, and I'm like, see, I knew it. I knew it. And that's just who Walter is.
I just think I'm with you. Like, I mean, I know I converted maybe a little bit ago, but I still, the thing is, and I think it's probably, I don't know if it's our perspective being like black dudes, like how we see things, that like we're very direct. But I just think it makes it too cheap to just see it like it's flatline, like, oh, this is just Walt. Because then we're not looking at a complex character. We just look like, oh, you're just an evil nigga, and that's just the end of it. We just watch you be evil. Like, I don't think we may look at it like that because of all these judgment calls he's making, but I don't think that that's how they were writing it or an intention. I think we have to, even if it's not executed in the complexity that it should be, I think we kind of have to. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say something real quick, just very small. I understand with Spike Lee's fourth time or so watching this, how he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me and you, I'm with you, Mo. I'm still looking at Walt as a more complex character, even down to his color scheme and everything like that. And I think it's more enjoyable to do that. However, even on this second watch, it's like, yo, you were a fucking dirtbag.
Oh, it definitely is.
Took this second time. So I imagine if I did this 2 more times, I would have no choice. But like, yo, you might be the worst motherfucker I ever seen on television.
Well,
you know
technically,
I mean?
Tony's worse though, because there's a diagnosis for him.
Yeah, but that's so what you always talk about. We didn't get Walt in therapy. Walt would have been diagnosed as well. 100%. 1,000%. Like, you feel me?
He would have been diagnosed as he on the spectrum with all of us.
It probably been worse than Tony. I don't disagree with what y'all are saying because I'm in the same boat. Y'all are right. This is from me watching it several times over and having the benefit of looking at him in that gaze. I've watched him as a complex character, as y'all are saying. Like, yes, y'all are right. It is a very complex character. It was not written that way, Mo. But I think one of the great things about this show and us doing this podcast is I get to look at him that way. And it's more satisfying this time right through. Like, I get to look at him like, no, there is no good in you. And even though they're trying to present this shit to you this way, and even though they try to write it brilliantly where I'm battling with these things, I've seen this picture 4, 5, 6 times, and I get to look at you as like a complete piece of shit. And there's just little small things that you do to add to my argument every time, even when they're trying to make you complex. So that's what I'm speaking from. I don't disagree with y'all in any of the slightest. It is a complex character. It is written differently from how I'm giving it to you. I'm just saying this is how I'm looking at it, reviewing it from this time around, and it's fun. It's fun looking at Walt like a piece of shit. Hey, well, you know what we need to do?
Yeah.
As you said, Tony worse than Walt. We need to keep the body counts for Tony versus Walt. Walt body count may be higher than Tony's at the end of these seasons. When you talk about,
I don't know. When you start when you add that airplane, do we put that on Walt?
That's what I don't know if we're gonna put all the bodies on there. You might not even have to put the airplane bodies on Walt for him to beat Tony. That's something that I thought about this episode. Like, we say that Tony's a worse person, but we talking about series, not nothing before Tony was Tony Soprano that we seen as viewers, but just from when we seen him to the end, and from we seen Walt to the end, Walt might have more. He might be responsible for more bodies than Tony.
You giving him credit for, no spoiler, all I'll say is the jail? You give him credit for the jails? I'm
giving him yes. So he probably already got Tony beat. Even if I take that out, he might got Tony beat.
So you're fully convinced. Now I got to really watch.
Yeah, like
Walt is
dude,
Walt.
he's a sick piece of dirt, man. He a dirt bag.
We needed a version because if we were I don't know if we were supposed to root for him because I don't know.
Maybe the first time through you are.
Yeah, first
But
time
if you
through,
watch
but
this
like
several
maybe
times, you're not rooting for him.
that's what I'm saying. But it's like again with Sopranos, like when you get the Melfi, you know, you can watch it numerous times, but at least you see these moments that, and then people are like, oh, he's lying the whole time with Melfi. He's not being truthful. Like, he may be or he may not be. You know, we don't know, but we take it for whatever it is based on our interpretation. I wish there was a version that would Walt, because I would like to be able to rewatch this over and over and be able to see, like, have this kind of debate in my head about Walter, but like without that kind of fourth walls, so to speak, scenario. It's like once we're here, it's like I can't believe anything else because we keep seeing dirtbagism. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. We're gonna go to our next scene, man. Beautiful Southwest sky, like Southwest desert, man. Just the blue sky, the clouds, all of that, man. I love the Southwest. Just it's a whole, you know, its own little vibe over there. But the twins are meeting with a truck driver. He's showing them guns and vests. Just talking way too much. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't like anybody that talks this much. Talking about getting peed on, driving.
Now he finna go piss on somebody.
Yeah, piss on somebody. And none of this I need to know. None of this I'm here for. None of it I need to know.
It's
All
always
types
the
of
chicks
dumb
in the
shit.
warm states, bro. It ain't never the chicks in the cold states.
It's the cold ones, man. Yeah, he was really. They test out the vest, man. He tosses. What I will say is he tossed the twins a bullet and tells them it's on the house. He was just showing them merchandise, but that's going to come up later on. They're in the market for a vest, and they test out the vest because they find out that he has one on right now, and indeed it does work. One of the twins pulled their guns out, shoots him in the chest. The guy said he thinks he broke his rib, but we see the bullet was stopped, which means it's good product. They paid the man for the two vests, and they're going about their business. Simple scene, just showing the twins are out here looking for vests. We know their mission. Any additional thoughts on this scene at all?
Nah, man, they it's fine because they did give us this pretext in the opening, like we spoke of, but I have a hard time believing they conduct business like this.
The twins?
I just yeah, it's just come on, bro. Like,
They going over the top?
What if dude wasn't like they trying to make them look like superheroes or something? Like, what if dude wasn't going? What if they ran into the trucker that wasn't going and wasn't going for all the silent shit? I just think it's really convenient how they've been able to place themselves or portray themselves as gangsters in these shows. Like this, just because this is a poo-putt dude talking about pissing on chicks and whatever it may be, talking fast, we look at him as a poo-putt. So yeah, they should be able to get this off on him. But realistically, the world that they're in, they gonna run into other gangsters that ain't going for this shit. Ain't going for, oh, you got a vest on, and they just straight out shoot him and drop the money and walk off. Like it's convenient for this show, I'll say.
I mean, you're right. You're 100% right. But
It would be more impressive. I would say it would be more impressive if they were amongst other gangsters getting this shit off. I'll say that. It's always been an old woman. It's always been the back of an immigrant truck. It's always been shit like this. Like if we were gonna be impressed by them as gangsters and be terrified of them supposedly, then I would like to see them amongst other gangsters holding their own too.
That's funny because I never looked at it as an impressed thing. I never was impressed by them. I looked at it as they willing to take it there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know you're now to your point.
Niggas that ain't about that life.
There you go. Because to your point, they do the show. They
punching down.
The show.
Yeah,
propels them as like larger than life figures.
Right, and the plot don't fit how they portraying them. I get what Spike's saying. They are these larger than life. Like, yo, that's why they were in Better Call Saul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might like them better there.
Yes.
I
think they talked.
Because there was a whole shootout in that joint, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have liked them better there. Like, all right, and it was some worthy opponents. You know, so, but I didn't get to say this the scene before. I found it interesting, obviously, because the next scene ties back. Actually, I'll just save it for where we're about to go next. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to add to the scene. I'm glad they didn't kill the dude. You know, that was the only thing I was thinking. But
Yeah, got a code, man. A man gotta have a code. Walt is looking. My thing is, this dude talk way too much for me to go in here and shoot him, causing this type of shit. Like he looks like somebody that's gonna run. I mean, probably not run to the authorities because you in that line of work, but thieves have their own way, or people in that world have their own way of getting their own retribution. I'll just put it like that. I don't know. Dude was a goofball, like Spike said. Walt, we back at the lab. Walt's looking to pick a fight. He chooses to argue over what temperature he told Gail to set things at. 85 degrees, not 75, not 95. This is chemistry. Degrees matter. I wish Walt worked with me, bro. I wish that Walt was like one of my coworkers, bro, especially at a job where we equals. Even if we weren't equals, bro, who the fuck are you talking to, Walt? Like, Walt be getting this shit off, and this shit zones me out every single time. I get it. Almost like what Spike Lee was saying about the twins. Like, y'all doing this shit on peons. Like, Walt's never really stepped to a real gangster. Even the Tuco shit, like, he just outsmarted him. Mm-hmm. But just on some, like, I'm going to talk to you crazy right now, like I'm that nigga. Like, bro, I'll ball you up in here. Stop playing with me. Like, that shit just be zoning me. He gets passive-aggressive, says they ruined the sludge, they have to get rid of it. Congratulations. Like, you know what I mean? Doing all this little bitch shit. It just makes Gale feel small. He's going out of his way. Like, Walt's a motherfucker, bro. What's y'all thoughts on this, man? We see Walt in full bitch mode.
So to me, facts.
FBM.
To me, this ties in. For me, this ties into what I was saying last week, and I want y'all opinion. Where did he get that number from? Where did what's his name?
Gale.
Where did Gale get the number from? Either Walt had to write it down or tell him that. He didn't make it up.
Walt's gaslighting.
Right, so Walt had to tell him the wrong number. And this ain't the first time that they cooked. So it's difficult to understand when this miscommunication would have taken place for Walt to waste whatever they wasted in doing this. Because they've cooked, they've made meth, and dude has had to set that before, unless Walt did it the first time. And if Walt did it the first time, he walked him through it, and he was like, you said it to this, you said it to this. Because I don't believe Gale just got it wrong. I don't believe that. They gave us too much.
Hell nah.
So did he write the shit down and tell Gale to do it and just write it down wrong, hoping he could catch him up? Or did he just tell him wrong? Like, what happened?
I think Gale's wrong. I think Gale's right now. I think it really is 75. Mm-hmm. Like, Walt just doesn't want to say it. He just wants to. He's picking a fight. He just wants to say, like, oh, I said something.
So you think it ain't okay? So you think it ain't wrong at all?
No.
You think he did it the right way, and Walt just bullshitting him?
Walt bullshitting him. I like the one with some Pope.
That's a good point. So then, if you're Gale, you gonna go home and do the math on it, right? Because that's just the type of dude that he is.
Gale knows right now that he's right, but he reveres Walt so much that he's not gonna tell Walt that he's
disbelieved that he acting like this.
Bro, he changed his dress code.
If a nigga,
he literally changed his dress code.
If a nigga talk to you the way he talks to, if a nigga talk to you, great point, Mo. He changed his dress code. No sandals today because he wants to impress Walt. Either he wants to impress Walt or he's learning from Walt how to be a professional. To your point, Spike Lee. Like, I'm here to take your shit over. Also, if you let a motherfucker talk to you like that without anything to say back to him, then that means you ain't gonna say nothing when he tells you you're wrong either. So, like, he knows. Gale's smart.
So do y'all think he was wrong or right here?
Who? That's what I'm. Walt or Gale?
Gale was right.
Gale was right, and Walt was just acting like he was wrong.
Well, you got to.
Gale didn't say nothing to that.
Yeah,
he wasted that shit because it ain't his money, ain't his material. He made a point to Gale. That's why he's saying the congratulations. Man, Walt's a piece of shit.
Well,
even more of my
because
piece of shit
again, Walt, when he realized he came in, Gale already had two different things done to get their process started. Oh, got it done. Yep. Did you do this? Yep, I got that done too. He already was looking at him like you said last week, Spike, where he's like, okay, dude could really do what I do. And so then seeing him do this and then he's dressed up, you looking at him like, oh shit, he about to become me. And like, how many more, clock in days before he gonna become me and I ain't gonna even be needed. So he's doing to him the same thing he do with Jesse. When he told Jesse, like, this is garbage. It's garbage. You know what I mean? He's doing the same thing to him. Yes. Because he's scientific. He's absolutely right. Walt gave him those numbers, but Walt, as we talked about on Sopranos and Good Earners, is like Walt sold it. His brilliance is with, especially him being, they're into science and chemistry.
He sold it. Here's the thing, though, Mo. Like, not everything you're saying, I'm fucking with it. But he sold us to some poo putts.
But it don't matter though. In this scenario, that's all he needed.
Yeah, I know, but that's
because our language is chemistry. Like these two's language is chemistry. That's the only reason getting it off. He wouldn't get this off with Gus or whatever. But he realized, okay, he knew right then and there, I got to get this nigga up out of here because he's gonna take my gig. He's gonna take my job. And he knew right there, then and there, I need to get Jesse back in here because I will always have the ups and I could control him. I can't control Gail. Gail is too brilliant and he's better than me and he's younger than me. And he knew right then and there, I'm about to kill two birds with one stone.
And Ted's fucking my wife.
So, ain't never letting that go. You still ain't did shit about the other one. You know what I mean?
This nigga Mo on fire today. Any other thoughts on this whole scene with Walt just acting like I said, man, straight bitch mode?
I didn't realize their jumpsuits is like silky like that. I was like, damn, they kind of.
Yeah, that was different, right?
Yeah, because I don't think it was always like. Yeah, I was like,
it's
it's kind of silky. Like, what's going on? Which is fly in a scientific sense. So I didn't realize it.
Yeah, man, Gus treats his hoe as well. we get good back-to-back scenes right here. We're gonna start with Hank and Marie. They're at home while Hank is getting ready for his hearing, and Marie, she says, "Tell him Jesse attacked you. He attacked you with a weapon. He resisted arrest." Hank pretty much said, "Man, I ain't gonna get in there and lie. Like I'm finally here to face the music." Marie mentions like, "Yo, you are," and I love this. Is like in a very small scale, this is kind of Wire territory where you start getting into the whole system of things, right? The Wire focuses on the system. That's the main characters of each season. And then you get into the actual people who live out this system. But when she says, like, it's a low-life degenerate versus you, that's just the societal thought on how this should go. It's not about right or wrong at this point. It's about who's saying what happened. Like, you're the quintessential good guy. You're the cop. You're the one keeping this scum off the streets. Even though we saw you go over there and beat this dude ass, I'm not going to say for no reason, but for no legal reason, right? There's nothing that's going to get you off the hook for this shit. But the fact that she said that, like I said, it just lets you know that people like Jesse aren't supposed to win. People like that in society already start on the lower end just because, like, bro, we already look at you like you ain't shit. Like, just for his history and everything else like that, regardless of the fact that he got his fucking lights punched out. He says that it wasn't right. It wasn't the right thing to do, and that's not what the job is, which is very interesting to me. We'll talk about this as I pass it over to y'all, but I always thought this is who Hank was. Like, it was. I think this is the type of cop that Hank is, like the type that would do something like he did to Jesse. Maybe not to that extreme, but I'm sure Hank got a couple, like, assaults on his jacket or complaints. A lot of complaints on his jacket from people he arrested. But he gets into the meat of this conversation. Whoa, the heart of this conversation, which is he tells Marie that he can't sleep, right? He freezes up. His chest gets tight. He can't breathe ever since Tuco. It changed him and he can't control it. He tried to fight it, but it got worse. Thinks the universe is speaking to him and he's finally ready to listen. Not the man he thought he was. He thinks he's done as a cop. And he needs to come on another week in the books and talk his shit out. That's what it sounds like. Hank going through it.
Hey, yo, that setup was wild, bro. I didn't see that coming. He need to come on another week in the books, man.
Yeah, he going through it, man. Like, but this is a real revelation. I want to pass it over to YouTube, but Hank is finally admitting, and we just saw him in the scene when he's in the shower just yelling at Marie to the point she's walked out and he's still yelling because he can't get there, but now he's finally there. This is my partner. This isn't just somebody that I live with. This is somebody I can confide in, and I'm out of options. I got to get this off my chest. I got to be able to tell you what's going on with me. Like, ever since Tuco, I've been fucked up. And I'm trying to act like I'm not, but here I am, and I might lose everything I worked for. But we got to figure out a way to do this together. Like, what did y'all think about this scene and the vulnerability and the openness of Hank finally giving us an answer on what we've been seeing since he had that first panic attack in the elevator?
Now, go ahead. You got it.
I didn't need to build up for it. Like, we was talking about this on this podcast 3 episodes ago. Like, tell us what's going on, bro. Get past this shit and let's get to the money. But they conveniently wrapped it in this episode with us knowing what's going to happen later to the ends. I feel like so we will be more sympathetic to him. When as a viewer, I would have been more sympathetic had he told us earlier and not try to act like nothing was wrong with him. So yeah, this was a strong emotional scene. I get it. I understand. I just feel like it's too little, too late. I already feel like Hank is a piece of shit for beating the shit out of Jess.
I mean, that was a terrible thing, but
amongst other things.
That's a terrible thing, and definitely like he was definitely there was some convenient law bending, but I think, and this ain't what they said, but since this is our show, and this is how we do it. He kind of came to the conclusion. I ain't gonna say that. I was about to say he came to the conclusion that he's a bitch, but I don't want to say that because he got some fight in him. But he came to this conclusion that he's not him. You know what I'm saying? He's not him like he thought he was trying to sell it. You know, he sell it to his staff that he's him in Albuquerque. You know what I'm saying? But when he gets up there with the big dogs out in El Paso, he knows he's not him. And like that shit is starting to catch up. And now at this moment, realizing that like you're just focusing on this small case about the blue meth, and it took you to this point where you're breaking the law, whipping ass on a civilian. You know, you realize you're not him. You're not cracked out for this. Like, and then because when it get real, when you got to shoot niggas and whatever it's got to be, then it's like, bro, that ain't really even who I am. I'm more of an investigator more than anything than shootout cop. So, but I like this. Like, I'm not in agreement with you in a sense, Spike, because I do feel like this is a man trait where men, like when you feel less than, or you feel like you're not equivalent to something, you may not necessarily be so quick to bring that to the forefront. You won't bring it to you won't bring that to Gomi, like Gomi or our homie, whatever. You won't bring it to your girl just yet. You have to have some real time until it like finally surfaces where you have to have that talk with your girl. Like, babe, they probably won't let me go at the job. Like, I ain't been doing this, and that. Or you might tell your homie, like, hey, bro, I ain't gonna even lie, bro. I ain't really like that. Like this my vibe, you know. So
let me out though.
Yeah, for real though. But and people don't talk about that enough. Where it's like the realization is like, bro, I ain't really trying to like baby boy. Tying it back to what he said. It's like, bro, I ain't trying to have that on my heart, P. Like I ain't on that level with it. You know what I'm saying? I got to live with that shit. So that's the conclusion or the realization that Hank is coming to. And it felt real. And shout out to the actress that played Marie, because the way she was looking at him, she really, both of them in that scene, he's getting teary eyed. And it's crazy him tapping into that, you know, and then her, just the way she was looking at him, like eyeing him up and down. It's this moment of like, I feel for you, but it's also this moment, it feels like, let's make love. That's the way I was reading the eyes. It's been a while. So it was real good.
Moment.
That's how I looked. Hey, y'all should hear my holiday heart take.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it. I saw y'all did that recently.
Hey,
like, y'all, these niggas fried.
Crazy.
Y'all fried. Even.
No, we didn't pick that. The listeners did.
Yeah, they fried too.
They are fried. They wanted to see my reaction. That's why.
I don't think I've never seen that movie.
I never seen it either.
Y'all ain't never seen it?
I never. Not until this time.
Spike Lee, you know what it's about? Like,
I don't know nothing about that movie. I ain't never seen it.
Oh, man.
I ain't even never heard of that shit.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it being. He killed it. He really killed it, bro.
Yeah, he bodied that shit.
I did not know.
Is that why he playing the woman?
Yeah, but he killed that shit.
I've seen memes.
Okay, but bro, I was thoroughly surprised. Like I thought it was gonna be way out there, but I mean, you watched Brokeback Mountain with the guys. Y'all did a review, so this ain't worse than that.
You watched Brokeback Mountain with the guys. It's crazy.
So the internet is fucking internet.
I reviewed it with the guys. I watched it by myself.
No, I'm saying you.
I didn't get with a group of
I'm
niggas
saying no. I said you watched
happen.
it with the guys. The guys on the movie.
Okay, you talking about the guys on Brokeback Mountain?
Nah, Bo know what he be doing, man. He said, you know,
it's gonna be an Acid Jackson moment.
He about
definitely gonna be an Acid Jackson moment. Listen, be very clear. I watched Brokeback Mountain on my iPad because I had to review it with the Frames Per Second podcast because some assholes was on Patreon and they paid and voted.
I don't know if you should call them that in that context. Brother.
I'm calling them assholes because they knew what the fuck they was doing and they knew I didn't want to see that shit.
Yeah, I tell you, that's what I said, bro.
My response to it. So
yeah, but yeah,
That's why Coach Garden
nice
don't do
job.
that. Coach Garden don't do that.
They don't do that Patreon shit.
Listeners choice
let
shit.
niggas in. Yeah,
Hell no, y'all ain't voting on shit.
they make it
was
fun
good
though.
by you,
It make it fun though. Like it's a fun.
It
It's fun to
sounds like
step.
a blast. It sounds like a
That was
blast.
good. That was
Sounds
good,
like a
bro. That was good
blast.
podcasting by you right there. I picked up what you put down.
Ah,
I'm teaching, man.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving my seeds all out.
you know what I'm saying?
Picking up jewels as I go along, man.
Hit you
Any
with
other
the
thoughts
Dave
on
Chappelle.
this scene? And Mo took it too far.
All right, my bad.
Any other thoughts on this scene with Hank and Marie? I think y'all did a great job of breaking it down. Any other thoughts?
Nah, that's it.
Nope.
All right, man. Walt wearing his green, a little shade of green in this scene. Once again, we talked a little bit earlier, showing that Walt is still in there a little bit, not all the way there to Heisenberg, but it might not be Walt himself. When we say Walt is still in there, that doesn't mean that like a good version of Walt. We just mean that there is a difference between Walt and Heisenberg. And that part of Walt that still needs Jesse to kind of be who he needs to be is showing. And we see him on the phone saying, this Gale situation isn't working out. I know this might sound crazy, but the first best option is going to be Jesse Pinkman. And he had to do, like Spike Lee said, those 3 beeps might be the worst thing. He had to check to make sure he didn't get them 3 beeps because there was no response on the other end of the phone. He thought that Gus banged it on him. Yeah, man. Walt tells Gus that the experience with Jesse is there, and he'll never reach the level he had with Jesse as long as he's with Gale. You said it was my lab. You said I could run it as I see fit. So he's probably getting pushback on the other end of the phone. But we see Walt kind of standing up like, nah, when I agreed to this, you told me I can run it how I want. This is who I want in here. And we finally see, without hearing it, Gus agrees. Walt goes to see Jesse. Tells me he needs a new lab assistant. It's a job opening. And Jesse isn't interested in it, will rather work on his thing. And he's trying to, pretty much saying, hey, man, thanks for trying to get me to forget about Hank. Like, I see what you're doing. I see the play. And, of course, in true Walt fashion, Walt goes on and says, I'm going to sweeten the deal for you. It's not just an assistant. It's 50-50 partnership. $1.5 million each. Jesse says no. And Walt says, you really going to turn down? He said, listen, man, I heard you. I'm not turning down the money. I'm turning down you. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to kick it with you, skate with you, hang with you, none of that. Like, life ain't been shit since I met you, right? I lost everything that I love. I don't have anything to my possession. Like, my shit is miserable right now because you entered it. Like, I've never been more along. I have nothing. It's all going. You get it? And then he says, no, why would you get it? Why would you get it? Because all you care about is you. All you care about is you getting what you want. You don't give a shit about me. And then he mentions the validation of his meth. Right? You told me my meth was trash. You told me I can't even cook. And Walt, I think, in his sick way, saw that as an opening and said, oh, that's what you want? Your meth is just as good as mine. And walks out the room. Like, I love how he gets up mid Jesse's speech. Like, bro, I'm not listening to this no more. Like, I'm out of here. And then finally he hears that one trigger, like, oh, that's his button. He needs to hear that he's good. Okay, yeah, you are good, son. Good job, man. I was wrong. I just wanted to make you mad. Guys, this is a hell of a scene. What do we think about, Walt vouching for Jesse to get his job back and getting rid of Gale, and him going to visit Jesse, and Jesse saying, man, I don't give a fuck how much money you offering. I don't fuck with you. And he had every valid point, bro. My life ain't shit.
Another masterclass scene by Aaron Paul playing Jesse in this moment. We felt him as viewers. We felt everything that he said. Like, we've been wanting to say that shit to Walt.
Yeah.
Like, we watching that like, yeah, nigga, tell him off. But then a rich point, like Walt being the ultimate master manipulator, like, it's just that the meth is, your meth is just as good as mine. Knowing good and goddamn well Walt don't believe that shit. He just saying that, and he brilliantly done it as a master negotiator would. Oh, this all you need to get the deal done? Cool. And I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna let you sit with it. You gotta call me back. I don't even need no decision right now. You gotta sit here and stew over this with nothing to do, watching 4 channels in the hospital. Yeah, you gonna call me back, I'm gonna win this argument. So while Jesse was great in this scene, he said a lot of good things, Walt still came out on top in this scene because of just, your meth is just as good as mine. He knew just the button to play with Jesse.
Yeah. I think it helped Aaron Paul because like them doing the, the makeup and the set of having his eye be closed, like stuff like that. I feel like for an actor helps them really get into it because there's like literally this physical aesthetic that like they're doing this and I got to keep this on for so many hours. So it's like it's locking me into. I'm bruised up. I'm emotional. And it was so good because it's like he was like the way he was screaming at Walt, like he was coming from a real place, because it is Walt's fault that he lost one of his best friends, Combo. It is Walt's fault that he lost his girlfriend. You know what I mean? So those two important people, at one point
he don't even know that. That's what's crazy.
Who?
Facts.
He don't even know that about
Jane.
Oh, right. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like he done all this bad shit. He don't even know one of the worst things.
Yeah, he don't even know it's Jane.
I forgot the reveal don't come till later. Yeah.
Yeah, he don't know about that. So even then, but
I
that
guess
doesn't derail. That doesn't.
But still, Hank has been on his ass since then. Even Skylar had pulled up on him once, like getting all up in his grip. So even then, with that type of thing, or even Crazy 8, you know what I'm saying? Like when they had to do that whole situation, Tuco. You know what I'm saying? When they had to
his
parents, like you had to, so you really put me through the ringer. You're getting bodied by a singing nigga. All right, what's the next thing?
Jeremy Strong. It's Kendall Roy's name, by the way. I just wanted to make sure we circle back.
Damn. Google, bro.
Yeah, that was a crazy buffer.
Because I forgot about it, and then I remembered right when you was talking. So,
Hey, you really are getting your Uncle Phil.
Spike Lee was talking, and I zoned out. So
that was crazy.
Figured I had some time to get some things done while he was.
Hey, this nigga got dial up.
While he was making whatever point he was making.
Hey, he got a beeper and he got dial up. Hey, he pulled out the book.
Had to go pull a book off the shelf.
Hey, this nigga pulled the book out after answering his beeper, bro.
Hey, Mo, I see what it's like. Hey, Mo, I see what it's like when you gotta do everything yourself. I see why you tell niggas to go get that information.
You know what I'm saying?
This nigga said Jeremy Strong is.
That was crazy to tie back. Like that was crazy.
I looked that up 35 minutes ago, bro.
Oh, you ain't share with the class, man. You
gotta share them notes.
Yeah, man.
That's good stuff.
Oh shit, that's good. Damn.
Walt gets home.
You dropped it like you was dropping.
That's what like it was like Brett, like we were still there. That's what made it funny.
It like we were still waiting.
Yeah, like we was waiting.
Hey, there's somebody. Hey, I guarantee you there was somebody out there listening. Like, what the fuck is that nigga name?
Right? Yeah, somebody like, man, come on, bro.
Yeah, man, we leave y'all hanging, man. I'm a man of my word. I do what I said.
But hey, Walt did drop the 1.5 a piece.
Yeah, that was there. The only surprising thing about that is him telling him the real. That's what I thought. I wrote down when I was like, I'm surprised Walt gave him the real number. I'm surprised he didn't tell him.
Remember, he had to because he threw that number in Jesse's face when he went to Saul's office.
Yeah.
Remember, he told him what he was getting paid. Remember, that's when Saul was on some like, oh shit, we can renegotiate and get shit going. So Jesse knew what was up, so he can't even bullshit him. I think that's a part of it.
That's a good point.
Once again, looking at it from your lens, if I'm looking at it as Walt as a villain, he's smart enough to know, like, all right, I didn't engage. He's actually probably smart enough to keep up with his lies to a certain degree.
Yeah.
He could be.
He ain't doing shit else.
Until it became too many of them. But yeah, right now.
What does he care? It's Jesse. What does he care? Like, man, fuck that.
Yeah, what Jesse gonna do? Right.
Yeah, man.
What are you gonna do?
We get a small scene. Walt gets home and gets a phone call from Jesse. This is immediately after him leaving the hospital. Jesse wants to confirm that it's a 50-50 partnership, right? You said 50-50, right? Split it down the middle. And he agrees to be partners with Walt. And then they pan to a pain chart, which I thought was just a very artistic expression telling him, like, he's not happy about this. This isn't a choice that he wants to do, but it's also one of those things where it's hard to turn it down. Like, it was a few chapters ago, we had Nick on Another Week in the Books, and we talked about just, could you live in Podunk, Alabama, if you making X amount of money or got a certain amount of status? And, it's hard to turn down $1.5 million.
Boy.
What's your thoughts on this? Was Jesse agreed? Were you surprised? Anything to add to this? Or did you know, or were you surprised that it happened right away? Like, immediately, Jesse, all that shit you was talking, bro, you was like, man, let me call him.
The right away thing kind of rubbed me a little bit strange. Just like not even it wasn't even a breath between scenes before. Like it took away from the speech that Jesse gave. I'll say that. Because Jesse bodied this at last scene, and then you go right to
He meant
how
that.
much you say? Yeah, like come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean that
Make
probably
him work for it a little bit.
that could have been maybe like maybe the last scene, maybe some at least some time could have passed. Don't get me wrong, I love the last scene of the episode, so I ain't critiquing in the sense they embodied because they did, but that could have served where it's like, oh, a day has passed, then Jesse's thought on it, and then you get that, oh, the boys is back cliffhanger. You know what I mean? So I do understand where Spike is coming from with it, you know, but
Yeah.
But it works because Jesse at the end of his you know screaming match, he was like, plus you said like my cook wasn't good, it's bullshit, and then Walt saying it was just as good as mine. That was the lingering thing, and then all the other shit he said before, it was really just about that, which obviously was his last thought. So it works from that sense. Preferentially, sure. End of the episode, maybe a day has passed. He's thought on it. Boom.
I think about this. I got a Spike Lee question. This should be Patreon right here. What I'm about to ask you should be Patreon. But I got a Spike Lee question. As I
So
think
you're gonna
about
give it to the
him,
people for free.
yeah, because there's not enough people that know what we're talking about, so it wouldn't be, you know, we can still build upon it. I just mentioned how he figured out what Jesse's, you know, tale was. I'm like, oh, okay, then let me give him this little line, and of course it worked. It allowed Jesse to call him. Who's better at that, Walter White or Steven from Tell Me Lies? Who's better at playing that like, I'm a terrible human being? You know I'm terrible. You just got finished telling me how terrible I am, but I can still manipulate you and charm you to the point where you disregard all of that and say, you know what, I'm still going to be in it. Like, who's better at that? Those got to be the top two.
Steven might got him. Because
Steve
Steven get off on it. Like Walt do it out of necessity. It's like I need this to continue to matriculate the ball down the field. Steven
get out
do
of bed for
it.
that shit.
He do it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, what? Something going on between you and your girl? Tell me all about it. Like he a disgusting. At some point on some platform, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, Steven one of the worst people
It may be a best episode ever thing. Because it's done now. It's done now. So that might be a best.
I would love to do a best episode ever on.
Hey, Chaz I would love to hear Chaz talk about this shit. Bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Podding with Chaz about this shit right here, bro. That would be some of the funniest shit I've ever done in my life. I promise you that.
It's funny.
Y'all go check out best episode ever, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll get right back to it, but I do gotta say, watching that show made me think like, damn, was the white people at school getting down like this? It made me start wondering.
Yeah,
I really wasn't, you know, it was.
My high school was 70-30. They was like this. Okay. That's what made it so appealing to me. When I told you about it, like, my high school was like this.
That shit crazy, man. We got Hank. Hank's giving a statement, and you get the sense that he's not protecting himself. You can tell by what the lawyers are looking at. They're reading the statement, looking up. Like, I can't believe this nigga really saying this. You see his lawyer looking at him saying, hey, you don't have to do this. Like, you do not have to do this. And Hank is ready to accept the consequences. He just told Marie, I ain't who I thought I was. And that's a real revelation for a man. When you kind of get that,
bro,
as they call it, come to Jesus moment, or that real life, you know, people go through years of therapy or months of therapy to get there. Just that I'm cool with whatever is handed because I know I'm at peace now. I'm accepting who I am and what things are. So he's ready to get suspended. And we hear that he is suspended without pay, has to hand over his badge and his gun. Boss man follows Hank to the elevators and says, hey, man, it's not official, but heard Jesse isn't pressing any charges. You have a guardian angel. Hank looks happy and relieved. That was a little bit confusing for me. I want to hand it over to y'all. It seemed like he was ready to move on. The relieved and happy part. Like, I kind of... Maybe him accepting that he wouldn't be a cop anymore is different from him not wanting to be a cop. But I kind of felt like he was ready to move on to something else in life. I didn't expect him to be like, oh shit, like I can still do my job. I thought he was ready to move on. But I guess that's at that point, because Hank was always about climbing that ladder. And we know there's no ladder for him anymore. Them rungs are gone. Like they chopped off the bottom rungs. He got to pull himself up now. if he gonna make it anywhere with that. So I didn't know if he was still interested in doing that. Like Hank strikes me as a state trooper. You know what I mean? Like at this point in his life, like doing something like that. So that's the part that kind of confused me.
Well, I think Hank, he was getting to a peaceful place. Even we see him kind of like with this white-ish shirt, tannish white shirt, but like he's at a peaceful place where, like, you know how it is when you like finally get to a place, you just lay it all out. He laid it all out. I'm not who I thought I was, and I don't even think that he's necessarily like I don't want to be a cop. He's just like I don't want to be this type of cop where I got to be out in the field, you know, shooting Tuco Salamancas in the middle of the forehead. Like, you know, I think he was at a peaceful place, like because he's been living a lie. You know what I mean? He when he yelling in the shower, he's still trying to convince himself. When he's telling Gomi, "Get your hand off my shoulder," he's still trying to convince himself. When he's stretching out the promotion with his boss, he's still living a lie. This is the moment where he's no longer lying to himself. You know what I mean? Like, he's not sure of what he's going to do next, but he's not lying to himself anymore to say, "Oh, I'm this and that." It's like, bro, I lost my way because him living a lie. So it feels like he didn't accept the promotion. He needed this thing to work to convince himself that this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be in Albuquerque, and this is the type of cop I am. If I can solve this will validate what I should feel. But then when he realized by trying to validate that, you broke the law and physically assaulted somebody. Not only that, but you know, you almost breaking the law for the RV. That's when he realized, and it all dropped down. It's like, okay, I'm not who I thought I was. Now he's having a real reflective moment to figure out who is he going to be going forward. And now, what are you metaphorically without the badge and without the gun?
Very well said.
Very well said.
You might get another email that says, "I agree with Mo."
This is one of those things where good cop, bad cop hate what we talk about on this podcast. It alone, okay, I can understand you missing this. But I just do this here and I just go through all these things, and then my boss come tell me that the charges are being dropped. Why is that? Well, I don't know. My wife told me to call this Pinkman dude because Walt might know him. Some kind of way or another, Walt got this Pinkman dude got my phone number and my wife's name. Like, what more do you have to see to tie everything together to be like, Walt got to be talking to dude? Because there's no way that he's going to drop these. He has no incentive to drop these charges. And even you ask your
Don't
boss,
it seem like he would have, like when they dropped
the
that,
first thought would have been Walt.
or just wait a minute, that's weird.
Exactly. And okay, you're right. Wait a minute, that's weird. Then you go sit with it and be like, well, damn, it ain't but one connection. It ain't but one way you can all the way get here. And that ain't just us looking at this as viewers. That's being in the world as these characters. If Hank is half the police that they try to present him as to us, once he gets that information from his boss and you're like, well, damn, why the fuck would he do that? I just went in there and spilled my whole soul to these people and told them what I did, totally unprovoked. They ain't got no reason to believe anything else, but he ain't pressing charges? Like, that don't make sense.
Yeah.
And a good police, quote McNulty, would have been like, nah, something up. Something gotta be up. So I just, this was the other thing that I was talking about earlier when it's like, yeah, individually, all these things, you could let them go and be like, okay, well, these are coincidences. But if you're compounding them on top of each other, a decent police officer would have seen, well, what's my man name that went to go teach in the wire? Presbeluski could have figured this shit out.
Nah, that's real.
Come on,
he figured out the code. And not to mention, man, like, it's in you and on you. Like, McNulty couldn't help but to open up that D'Angelo case. Like, it just didn't sit right. This don't make sense. Like, and I ain't got no skin in the game. Like, I'm not even supposed to be doing this shit, but I'm police. This is what I do.
Makes sense. I
gotta get to the bottom of it.
I'm curious. Like, there's no that. Okay, that's the great point. I'm glad you said that. Hank don't have enough curiosity about the right shit. That's why he ain't good police. He got curiosity about shit that makes him macho or makes him be able to have his bravado throughout the office and have other police officers respect him. But a real curiosity among of a police officer that's good is somebody like McNulty, who I don't care if I piss you off, make you mad. I don't care what the other police think. I got this thing that I'm following and that I'm chasing, and I'm gonna chase it until the scent is gone. Hank don't got that because it would have went into full effect right here. Ain't no reason that didn't happen.
And I think there's something to be said about you can't climb the ladder if you have that instinct in you, because it's you piss too many people off. Like, think about all the people McNulty pissed off,
Facts.
all the bosses that he pissed off along the way, just because, man, I'm police, man, fuck y'all. Like, you can't be, Daniels knew how to play the game. McNulty was never gonna play it. Hank plays the game. Like, he's not gonna ever follow that because it's not necessarily in him. So interesting.
And for the Breaking Bad defenders, I would love for y'all to write in this week and tell me why Hank didn't figure this out right here. Give me a legitimate reason as to why Hank couldn't figure this out, because it should have been figured out right here.
The gauntlet's been thrown, y'all. Mo, you got anything else to say or anything to say about the scene?
I was gonna say, well, I'll just say, when we do get to the point where Hank starts to pick up the pieces, we'll see if those are more obvious than these things. And again, I'm not even saying this moment is an obvious thing. I'm just saying that if Hank is willing to sit in his office on Gomi's, last day out type situation, because he's looking for an RV that, and tell her, look one more time. It feel like, like this at one point, Hank pulled up to Walt's job to see about the masks, so I don't know if it's so much a Hank thing or if it's a writing thing. You know what I mean? But it is a
fucking points.
Because I don't want to spoil nothing. Because I think there's a way this could have been played that I think would have been a little bit more interesting.
Even if they don't give their cards up right here in the show.
Yeah, this is not spoiler. I guess I can say it.
I didn't mean to cut you off if you weren't done, but I'm just saying, to piggyback off of your point, he should have at least been suspicious of Walt right here. There should at least have been a conversation.
Should have started here.
Next episode, or it should have been a build up to versus where we seen him finally understand it. It should have been a build up to where he looking at Walt like, I don't know, bro, you looking a little funny in the light, man. Like, something going on over there. I don't know what, and I ain't accusing you of nothing, but I do have questions.
Yeah, I was just gonna say right before you said that is, I think it could have been really interesting that he's now officially on Walt's coattail.
Facts.
But now he can't get hard evidence on Walt versus
facts.
You know what I mean? Like, now it's like, I know. You know what I mean? Like, I know you got
just something to make us,
but you can't just bring him down. Yeah.
Facts. Something to make us feel like he's a formidable foe or a good police officer.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, we're just looking at him like a poo-poo police officer. He's crying in his life arms.
I think he's a good police officer.
I don't. I think he is he gets his police accolades from being a broad-shouldered, tough guy and not from actual police work.
But think about it. Only thing he's done bad as a police officer is not track that Walt is Heisenberg. That's the only thing. Everything else he's been on. He figured out the RV. He figured out, there's one that's not registered. He figured out the ATM, got a camera shot of it. You know what I mean? He figured out, this Jesse Pinkman, he figured out a lot. Tuco, he figured out a lot. Only thing he ain't figured out is Walt. So, which is conflict of interest. So I'm kind of settling on the side of good cop. I just feel like there should be a little bit more questioning, but I do understand this is your brother-in-law. But so I'm leaning on good cop, not great cop, but good cop to Albuquerque standards.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Anything else before we get to the final scene?
Let's do it.
Got 1
All
minute.
right, y'all. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at him.
Not the heads.
You got to go all the way with it.
You gotta go all the way.
We're in the parking lot, man. Hank has purple flowers in his hand. He's on the phone with Marie, saying that things went fine. And he's, you know what? I'm feeling that it might be okay. Things might be okay. He gets in his Jeep when he gets a mysterious phone call from an unrecognizable voice telling him that 2 men are going to kill him in 1 minute. Hank thinks it's a prank. It's 3:07 on the clock, season 3, episode 7, for all those keeping score. And the suspense starts kicking in. As Hank is surveying the lot, and we see they do a great job of having like just characters. And the yeah, man, Pornhub, turn it off.
Jeez. Big booty Ebony. Jeez.
But they do a great job in this scene of actually having like regular customers. But they pan over. You see the suspense on the like you. Cause we know as viewers, this only works if we know that this is gonna happen. So we got that in the end of episode 3, and we get to see somebody who isn't aware of this happening until this moment. And he's really scanning the parking lot. We see the twins in the background, but not really visible. It's kind of like a scan. Like if you in a panic mode, you won't see them, but they're there. And he reaches for his pistol. It's not there because he just turned his badge and gun in, and the clock turns to 3:08. I gotta stop and just ask real quick, why didn't Hank just slide? Like,
Same thing with the Jesse stuff. Same thing with the Jesse stuff we talked about. Like, I love those little threads or Instagram videos that you see when it say a white person says this, and then they put the letters right there and say it, but a black person would say, and us as black people read those letters and know exactly what it means without having all the words. A black person, you get that call, like you ain't even got to finish, and I'm not calling you back. I'm sliding. I don't care if it's a prank, you joking. The way they was walking up to the whip, ain't no way you getting there before I leave. Y'all gonna have to start shooting at me like pulling out of the parking lot versus walking up on me. Like, I don't like that. We don't even play like that. So yeah, this was. This nigga waited. This nigga waited and looked around to see and called people back.
Hold on. Because I'm with y'all, but at the same time, you getting a random call with a fake voice. All I'm saying is you don't even know what you're looking for. So if I'm driving, listen. If I roll out, I don't. Maybe the two that's trying to kill me are driving behind me. Maybe they're this. So it's like I'm not. I understand the sitting duck thing. You can get capped for sure, but there's this thing where it's like I gotta know, kind of like who is coming after me. And when you see him, like he should. To me, when he seen the two twins split and they in suits, I'm out. Like, because what are you?
I'm pulling out when they telling me you got 1 minute. Like soon as you got that's over with, I'm pulling out. I'm on the phone with them, pulling out and getting up out of there. Like it don't matter where it's coming from or whatever. You got to figure that out and catch me on the way out of here. You ain't catching me as no sitting duck. Like what you're saying is, okay, now I got this phone call and now I got to figure it out and where's it coming from? That's all that shit too late. Like if somebody call you and tell you somebody finna come to kill you in less than a minute, I'm not trying to sit there for another minute and see where they coming from. They got to catch me wherever I'm going at this point. I'm on offense. They on defense. Versus them being on offense and me being on defense and just sitting there waiting on that shit to happen. You can't do that. Especially as Hank. Like he should know better than that. And you ain't got your gun neither. Like get out of here, bro. But overall, good scene. I do have a question for y'all. Who y'all think made that call?
Gus.
So they left it ambiguous for a reason. Like, there's people that think it was Gus. Some people think it was Mike.
So
they left. They had a staff member actually record the phone call because they didn't even want anybody thinking it was a cast member. They wanted to leave it that open to interpretation. Who made that call? I was under the belief it was Gus.
But if you had to guess who you think you thought it was Gus.
Gus, yeah, 100%.
And you said it was Gus too, Mo?
Yeah, Gus or Mike, because Mike was the one that when the Salamancas tried to whack Hank, who called them? I mean, tried to whack Walt. Who called him?
Mike called.
It was
Saul,
Mike, but it was
Saul
because of business.
Gus.
Like
Mike called Saul. Saul called Gus. Gus then made another call.
I'm assuming that you're saying that to say like Mike was looking out, but I think it was more so like I know this is a business interest from my boss.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying.
I know
the same thing.
Supposed to be there, yeah. So I don't think Mike would have because Gus is the one that set it up.
I don't know though. I never thought about it being Mike, but Mo make a good point in the sense of he police. He probably sympathize with Hank,
Former
and he
officer.
probably know what's going on. And Gus probably told him like that ain't a good pick though. I never thought about that in ever watching this. I always thought it was probably Saul or Gus, but
Never thought Saul.
I could see it being Mike just on some police camaraderie shit because he was a police officer and he feel for Hank.
That's interesting.
Damn, that's good.
We
Especially with some
go
of the stuff that we saw in Saul too.
That's all of
Better
the
Call
stuff for
Saul.
sure.
Damn,
100%,
that's real
100%.
good.
We go back to the scene. Hank looks up and he sees two men approaching and they split up. There's a bald guy in the background. The twins are bald, so like that also made the scene great. Where you see this guy like pulling something out the bag and you think it's one of the twins, but it's not. It's just a regular customer. That was just brilliant. One twin shoots and Hank backs up his vehicle and wedges him into another vehicle. He does get shot in the arm, however, and he's mashing the gas on the one twin. The other one pulls up and he's shooting at the Jeep and connects with Hank, shoots him again. Hank escapes the Jeep and the twins have a moment where one is severely injured. The other twin looks for Hank in the parking lot, shooting 100% people. Anybody that's moving getting shot. So we see that happen. And he also drops a bullet. Once again, he was handed a bullet earlier in this episode. He drops a bullet. And Hank comes around the corner, puts 5 hot ones in him, right in the chest. But, to make another Wire reference, this is why Chris and Snoop taught Mike. Ain't for the head.
Ain't for the head.
Because they could be wearing a vest. It's a very important scene in The Wire when we see Mike getting his lessons. Hank should have aimed for the head. Because they had the vest that they bought. We know it's bulletproof. We know it's legit. And that shit did not work. The twin ends up emptying 3 into Hank, dropping, or maybe 2, and dropping them to the ground. And, he pulls a Prince Oberyn. Prince Oberyn famously said in Game of Thrones, like, today is not the day I die. And guess when he said that, folks? He said that on the day he died. Because he had to kill. He had the easy win. But he said, nah, this is too simple. If you remember Game of Thrones, Prince Oberyn was dancing around, had the mountain down. Heavy underdogs. He had to be, Prince Oberyn had to be plus 900.
Hey, look,
Admit
this thing campaigning for the
wife.
3rd series right now.
I'm just saying, man, like, it was just one of those things where you have him down and your arrogance and your ego just makes it to the point where all it takes is one slip up and boom, he's no longer with us.
Buying cigarettes
Twin
at the gas
had him right
station.
there. And I get it. It's Tuco. You trying to avenge your cousin. But you go ahead and take him out right there. He goes out to get the axe. That gives Hank enough time to grab the bullet that was on the ground as he's struggling with it, going in, dropping it. We don't even know if he's fully got it in when the twin raises the axe. Hank raises his gun. Headshot, splattered brains all across the camera. And then Hank and the twin lay in a pool of blood as the episode ends. Fellas, a lot to break down here. A lot of
Did he
action.
kill both twins dead?
No. The one twin
Nah,
that he hit
the
with the
one
car
that got ran
severely
over
injured.
is still alive.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's severely injured. But this twin, the other twin, I think you already know the answer. You saw his brains go.
One shot to the head. Now you know he dead.
Nah, straight up. So
I feel like what was
what we gotta
interesting.
say?
One of the things about the how this scene played out, how they did that scene with the twin in the cars was they made a contraption and put him in the trunk of the other car, and then he just rammed the car and it made it look like it was hitting him, but his legs was in the trunk. I thought that was interesting. I saw that in doing research for this, but
You do
this one of
research?
those. Yeah, don't all come from the dome, man. I can't. Sometimes I
or
do a
some
little
other
research.
listener, right?
Well, I don't know what that means.
You know what that means.
Some other listener. Somebody said this.
Hey, this episode ain't up. Like, hey, Rich.
Oh. I don't know. Nobody reached out to me and said this. I looked this up myself, but because I wanted to know how he did this.
Yeah, no doubt.
With that being said, though, this is one of the iconic scenes of the Breaking Bad universe. I fucked with this heavy. Like it hits all the notes. You listening, or excuse me, you watching this for the first time, seeing this, and you like, damn, what's gonna happen? Is this the end for Hank? And then the way they ended. The way they ended is just like, okay, we're just leaving it right there. Nigga, press play on the next one. Like, I feel sorry for the people that was watching this shit in real time.
Man, yeah.
Easy, because I remember by this point in time, I was watching it on Netflix, and I was like, "Nigga, no, I'm not going to sleep." Yes, continue. You ain't got to count
Yeah.
them full 10
I gotta
seconds
fall
down.
out. And
Yeah,
it's to
exactly,
stop. Yeah,
nigga.
I gotta fall out.
Yes, press play right now on this next one. That's where I
Straight up.
was with this one on this, and this shit was perfect, man. This was what people again, and we said it several times throughout this show and over the last 3 episodes. This is the Breaking Bad that people remember. High
Yes,
stakes, main characters, shit that you want, shit that you care about, and then you like, well, damn, what happens next? This is peak TV right here. This is
we
peak
here now.
scene, all
Yeah,
of it. We here now. We in the midst of it.
for sure.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Brilliant. Mo, what about you?
Yeah, loved it. Hank, this just really made Hank's lure and character just interesting because it's like he comes to this conclusion of like I'm not really him like that, but he has these reactive tendencies that will protect his life. You know what I mean? And it's amazing because when we get to what we get to later in the series, you got to think about these moments, and you know the Tuco moment, and then now the Salamanca twins, and you know, as much as you're like, oh, we don't agree, him sitting in the car, you're sitting duck, like something in him that realizes like I need to know because I'm looking at it as Hank is like I'm on defense, but maybe there's an opportunity to be on offense. I need to see who I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? And so I found it interesting. Again, most times you hear something like that, you're getting out, but then again, it's like whoever's calling me could be setting me up to be followed too. So it's like I could lead them right up to my wife, you know, with the flower. So that's why I thought it was interesting.
Ooh,
You see what I'm saying?
He is coming directly off of the prank call with his wife,
Right.
and that might make him hesitate and be a little bit
The
more
what?
cautious. The
Remember
call
they
about his wife, like about the whole
fake-
like your wife's just been in the house.
Okay,
Like
gotcha,
his
gotcha,
mindset is probably still. You got to think this is probably the next day or whatever
Fair
it
yeah,
is.
he called Gomi thinking it was Gomi playing with him.
Because I just got a call about my wife that fucked me up, and now I'm getting another call. So somebody got my number out here. They
Something's
could be fucking
going
with me
on.
again. Yeah, that's a great point, Mo. I'm glad you said that because that just clicked for me.
So it's like, let me confirm.
Yeah, it is.
Even though it's crazy to confirm without a strap. You know what I mean? that's crazy to be like waiting around with no protection for real.
I do want to highlight that it's one of the things.
Hey, confirming without
do
the
wanna
strap is
highlight-
crazy.
It is though.
That's nuts. But I do want to highlight the show doing and writing things creatively to the point where these things add up. I mentioned the bullet, right? The bullet and him getting it tossed and him dropping it and Hank being there. Like I know it sounds coincidental, but it's also clever writing to the point where these things that you're watching that you don't even know matter, they end up mattering. Like Hank having to turn over his badge and gun at that moment. Him having the realization and finally being able to admit I'm not who I thought I was. I'm ready to lay it all out on the line. I'm ready to admit what I did wrong. I know this is going to take me down. I know this is going to suspend me. Got to hang over my badge and gun. It all makes sense. It's not coincidence like some cheap writing thrill as to why Hank's not protected. Right? This all is leading in. It's like this is the perfect moment to get him. And that's what makes it added with the suspense. That's what makes it great. So, I mean, it's phenomenal. Phenomenal television. Phenomenal television, right? So, this is one of the ones. Anything else to say about this final scene before we get into the categories?
Perfectly done.
Perfect.
All right, absolutely, man. That is season 3, episode 7, 1 minute. But before we get out of here, we do have some categories that we need to discuss. First and foremost, some more interesting plot between Jesse and Walt. Who are you giving it to this episode?
Jesse. I mean,
I'm glad to say Jesse this episode.
yeah,
it's
Jesse
this
by
episode.
far.
100% Jesse this episode. I'm giving it to him. Favorite conversation. We got some heavy hitters this episode.
Absolutely.
So between favorite conversation and best scene is going to be interesting. So what was your favorite conversation this episode?
I'm going Hank and Marie.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
that scene, it was so real because I know how y'all feel about marriage, but like one of the benefits of marriage is
You just doing what the fuck you talking about? You just threw us under the bus. What the fuck?
Y'all threw yourself under the bus. Go check out another week in the books, nigga.
I know y'all niggas ain't married, but
No, I said
Casual,
I know how y'all
feel about marriage. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro, I listened to you niggas. I was like,
Holy
okay, I see what's going on.
shit.
You want it one way, but it's the other way. But now, but like having that moment like with your wife where like y'all been together and she knows you more than anybody, like she knows you for real. You can't even play like that, and to be able to be vulnerable and be like I'm not that nigga I thought I was. I'm not who I thought I was. And to be and when you have a real relationship like that, like you can confide in it because she ain't gonna judge you. She with you for real. Like she knows your lows, she knows your highs, she knows who you are, bruh. And so him having that moment finally where he could throw all that stupid shit out the way, like he was fussing in the shower last episode, and just be like bro, I'm tripping, like, and I don't know where this is gonna go. I love that. That was a great vulnerable moment for a show like this that doesn't really showcase that a lot outside of Jesse. So I appreciate it. So that's my favorite conversation.
I like
Thanks for the perspective as a married man. We appreciate it.
Always.
Right, though. I feel like it's backhanded, but
No, never.
I don't know.
Never,
Spike slick, so I don't know, bro. I can't never tell.
Never. Why would you?
That's the
get
beauty
that
of
from?
it. That's the beauty of it.
I know.
Would you say favorite scene? Favorite scene for me is the first
Favorite
scene.
conversation.
No, this is a favorite conversation.
Favorite conversation, excuse me. Favorite conversation, the first one with Jesse, Saul, and Walt after Jesse gets his ass whooped and Jesse reads everybody in the room. He's like, I'm gonna do this to your brother-in-law, and by the way, motherfucker, for you too. Yeah, when it come for me, I'm sending them straight to you. All y'all got me fucked up. So that was my favorite one.
That was fire.
That's funny.
Quote.
That is a fire one. This was difficult because there's a lot of contenders. I want to go with the one Mo said, but I can't because my best scene is my best scene, and this is my favorite conversation, which is exactly. You of course you understood. My favorite conversation is Jesse and Walt the second time. Once Walt offers him the job, it's like I'm not turning down the money. I'm turning down you. Like that realization, like bro, like I just offer you 1.5 million now. Part of me is hard because he goes against it the very next scene, but I also appreciate that realization. Like, bro, like you were terrible for my life. When I really sit back and do inventory, bro, you were the cause of all the negativity and bullshit. Me literally not having anything or anybody. Like, I'm not fucking with you no more. I really appreciated that. And that was just a great acting by Aaron Paul. A lot of other worthy candidates, but I'm going with that for my favorite conversation. Which leads us into best scene. What was your best scene, favorite scene? Mine is going to be the final scene. It's just an iconic Breaking Bad moment.
Yeah.
Same with me.
Me too.
Scene.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah.
That is excellent. Excellent execution. I love when Breaking Bad builds the stakes, builds the pressure. They put us in the pressure cooker with the character. When they do that, that is Breaking Bad at its peak. And we are in the car with Hank. We are like, what is he going to do? What are we going to do? Like, we're with him. He don't got a gun. How's he going to play? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
They did a great job of that all. Go ahead.
That scene is the epitome of what this show is good at. Like you just said, Mo, like this is Breaking Bad at its fucking core.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm bringing you right here. I'm putting you in this situation. There is no way out. And I'm finna roll the credits on your ass as soon as it get good. Hit play on the next one. This is Breaking Bad at its top tier right here.
Yeah.
All I was going to say was they did a good job of having you with the character the whole episode. One thing I didn't point out earlier, that opening scene, not the cold open, but the first scene of the episode after the credits, when Hank is walking up to Jesse, it's like they do a great job with the camera of like showing it from Hank's point of view, and it's like rigid, like an out of control man. Like I'm nigga, like you should pick up on the signs, get in your crib and lock the door. So I think they did a great job from a technical aspect of that. Who took the half measure this episode? I think is a very easy answer, but it might be too easy. So I want to hear what y'all got to say. I have my answer if y'all want me to go first.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's got to be the twin. The twin that had to kill and decided to be fancy with it, go get his axe.
That's
like,
really
you took
good.
that measure, bro. Like,
That's
what
really
are you doing?
good. Yeah.
And now you got a fucking hole in your head and you laying out on the ground because too easy. Do what you came here to do. That was your mission.
That's a good one. But I think that's a good one. I don't want to shit on. But mine is Gus. Probably one of the few episodes that Gus gonna take the half measure. Walt not calling me on the phone telling me my protege that I'm getting to take his spot is being replaced by Jesse Pinkman because I told him it was his lab in like not even being for real, just to get you to try to come cook for me. Ain't no way Jesse Pinkman is ever making his way to my big underground ultra meth cooking lab. Like I ain't nothing you can call me and say, bro. Like my next call is to Gail and be like, hey, bro, can you do this shit? Because I'm finna get him up out of here.
Yeah, straight up. You got what you need yet?
Boy. Yeah. I'm going Skylar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like you told me IFT. You know what I'm saying? Like you put up on me with the IFT. And then you want to try to like, oh, can you do this favor for my brother-in-law, for my sister? Like my man said, oh, brother. Like, don't think because you sent the Al DM, we cool, bro. And so she tried to pull that. She tried to pull that in real life.
Oh, that remind me of Soul Man, the movie Soul Man with Bernie Mac and Samuel L. Jackson. We walked up with Bernie Mac came to his crib, trying to get him to convince him to do the tribute concert. Do it for Marcus. Fuck Marcus. Do it for me. Fuck you. Like
exactly.
Exactly. I'd have said all that to Skylar. Man,
It's like nigga,
fuck
like
you. Get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, I ain't crying for your punk ass. Like, so it's like her trying to pull up, like, oh, if you don't do it for her, because Marie's gonna lose. Like, bro, I don't care about her neither. Like,
that's funny.
You know what I mean? So yeah, she took the half measure thinking she could just pull up and ask him to do that after she had been forcing the divorce, called the cops over the house because I'm in there with you.
Fucked your boss.
Yeah, and like then you do that. Then you let me look bad in front of your staff and people. Then you want to pull up on me like, bro, fuck out of here.
And look, this nigga ain't even no kin to me for real. This nigga just married to your sister.
Yeah,
like, I don't even know, dude.
I don't even care, dude, for dude like that. You seen him snap a few episodes ago, like, man, give me my bottle back. Like, I don't even like him like that, bro.
Dude like that, bro. Get this nigga out of here. That's a good point.
My son looking up to him over me, bro.
Yeah, I ain't doing shit for this nigga. And I don't know Jesse. Like on top of that, like I don't even know the nigga you trying to get me to go talk to. In your eyes.
Last episode, he almost got me caught up for real. Like, bro, maybe he needs to do his thing. Get him off my track. I'm making millions of dollars, bro.
Facts. Get both of these niggas out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know that dude.
MVP of the episode.
I gotta go, Hank.
Think so in an odd way.
I got to because he
slayed a lot of dragons in his personal life.
Boy, he did. Like,
and he walked out of that situation still presumptuously alive. Yeah, we don't know for sure if he died yet at this point.
Yeah.
But it should have been an easy, noticeable death, but it didn't happen. I think I got to give it to Hank just because of everything he went through, kind of the steps he took. It's weird to say, like I said, because he got shot up. But who you got?
Can't do it, won't do it. Can't do it, won't do it.
Stop,
you know what?
Stop, bad boy.
I'm gonna go.
Spike Lee,
right? These will be stop. You did that. Can't do it with the movie. I didn't even know where that came from. I don't even know that.
That's like my man Dot right there, just making up.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I ain't never heard that. These will be few and far between, but mine is Marie. She was there for her nigga in the elevator. Gave him the good pep talk before the meeting. Like Marie did what she needed to do as a wife. We as men expect for women. How we expect them to show up. She did that. She did that in every scene, every way possible. She wasn't being usual, obnoxious, asking too many questions. She was just there for that nigga throughout the episode, and he was going through it. And I think even him grabbing them flowers for her at the end spoke a testament to that. Like, this is one of the few episodes that you can give it to Marie, so I'm going to give it to him.
That's really good, bro.
That's a really good one. I really thought about that.
That's a heck of an argument, bro, because you're absolutely right. She was everything.
That's what we want. That's what you're looking for. That's what we want.
Because, like, here's the thing. When you're in a relationship, you know, sometimes a woman could, like, yeah. But, like, in this moment, she played it because she knew it got real. So now she's playing it. I'm gonna be flexible to whatever it is. If he about to cry, I'm gonna hug him. If it's time to sit down, I'm gonna listen to him. If it's time to advise, I'm gonna give him advice. She bodied it. Damn, I think you might have convinced me because I really. It's like Hank. It's like A and B, like Hank and Marie for real for me. But I'm still gonna go with Hank. But I really want to say Marie. But I'm gonna go with Hank because, like, bruh, got out of the situation without your gun. Like, dude didn't have his gun, and he was on the peaceful. Like, this nigga was on the peaceful vibe. Like, think it was sweet. Like, I've been honest. I lost my job. I'm suspended, but I'm okay. I'm coming home. About to get the wifey. About to go, to the restaurant. Whatever we about to do. And to know you got to get back in gear, and because like niggas got their head blown off. Like, in the mindset he was just at. What got your head blown off? Like, bro, whatever, bro. I'm about to go to the crib, get my wife. He snapped into it after, a minute. And man, that was crazy. So I gotta give him the MVP.
Nah, that's real. You said Spike Lee like convinced you.
Nah, I really wanted to say Marie, but
nah, man, because I was about to say, man, I'll take the $500K nigga over to dinner. I can't let shit from none of these niggas.
I can't believe you said that. That's your man's too.
I had to throw my own. I had to, give you homage to you for the Drake line.
That's why I appreciate y'all, because y'all at least, what I'm saying, like, I appreciate it.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah,
gotta have some fun with it, man. But we should be trips on this one. We should be trips on this one. The ranking. We got mid-pack 96.2, Blue Magic.
Blue Magic.
Don't piss me off, y'all. Yeah,
Blue Magic. Yeah, this is no discrepancy. Mo, don't do it. Don't think. Stop, Mo.
Yeah, come on, stop it.
He trying to do it too. That's crazy.
Nah, he trolling.
You did this shit on Good Earners. What was the Good Earners episode he did?
It was the last episode. It was the last one.
Yeah,
I was like, this is it's not a made up, so it's a Good Earner episode. He was like,
Dan texted me about that. He was like, nigga, that shit was so funny.
I was dressed up, and
was like, nigga, you were so disappointed.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Mo, stop. Bro, stop doing the mochaccino shit. Man, it's Blue Magic, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
I might as well take me a walk by the sea. They just on the boy till they blue in the face.
Drake shit, man.
Hey, it's tying into my ranking. Let me cook. They diss on the board till they blue in the face. I take all the faces that's blue and put them in a safe. This is a Blue Magic episode.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is it. This is they did everything right. So yeah.
Hopefully we did everything right, and you think this episode of No More Half Measures is a good Blue Magic. We appreciate y'all for joining us for season 3, episode 7. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Just a reminder, not next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
What an episode to leave 2 weeks.
I know, right? It worked well though.
Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does. We'll be back 2 weeks, season 3, episode 8. In the meantime, let us know your thoughts. Reach out to us. What you about to say, Bo?
Well, I'll let you finish. I was going to let them. I was just going to tell. We could just tell them other podcasts, just in case new listeners that we're involved in. So next week, when it's like a cold episode, nothing's happening. Let them go check us out in our other endeavors. So, but I'll let you finish what you were saying.
You've already.
All right, well then. All right, well then, Rich, tell them the other pods you're involved in, then, brother. Like, so they can go check you out. That's gonna be coming out
actively right now. Culture Garden podcast drops every Thursday at the Culture Garden podcast. You can search it. Film review podcast, and then we also have another week in the books that I host with Spike Lee, which is more of a deep, introspective, open, vulnerable conversation. Those drop every Friday, so you would, by the time you're hearing this, 2 new episodes would have dropped from me. Go check those out.
All right, Spike.
Go check out another. So we won't be here next week, but if you like sports, that is supposed to be live Tuesday. If you like movies, I am reviewing Backrooms. So y'all be able to see Backrooms next week, and One Spoon of Chocolate, the RZA film. So if y'all are interested in that, we're going to be reviewing that. And of course, another week in the books.
What is the podcast for those that you're reviewing?
Frames Per Second podcast. If y'all want to check out Frames Per Second, we'll be reviewing Euphoria next week. One Spoon of Chocolate, and Backrooms. So if y'all want to find those, find those. Also, On Deck is back next week. We took a week off for the holidays, Memorial Day. Got to get our rest in. So a heavy episode is going to be dropping on Wednesday. And again, Dead End Sports on Tuesday. And again, another week in the books on Friday. So y'all go check out. There's gonna be plenty of content out there. Just because this ain't here, it's still stuff that you can hear us on. Thank you, Mo, for throwing that oop.
Yeah, we've got to do better with that cross promotion. So I'm gonna make that a
Facts.
thing. As far as me, the Child is Grown Up show is a nostalgic / movie review podcast. So we spend the first half in the nostalgic realm, second half talking about a movie for the episode. So if y'all into that, me, my sister Ash, and our other co-host Mia B. We have a really good time. Just a place to kind of get a little bit of escapism. It's really served and worked well for my mental health. I think it worked for most people if you go over there and just laugh at the goofiness that I am. You may laugh with me or laugh at me. You also can check out. I guess if you're in the fictional podcast, you check out Roll the Audio Drama Series, and I'll leave it there. So there's a lot of
Let me
content.
tell you something. You do a
100%
really good
check it out.
job. You do a really good job on the Childish Grown Ups page.
You heard it
I'm talking about the IG.
He said, "Have I heard it?" No.
on the IG.
I ain't saying-
You talking
Nah,
about
the stuff-
the stories, the stories.
He killed it acting so surprised, like he didn't know what the fuck I was talking.
No, I didn't know you. I thought you
it's
talking about the
really
shot.
good. No, I'm just saying it's really good. Like the nostalgic stuff that you post, even today, like if you went back to the 90s and the time machine and the people wouldn't be there. I think you do a really good job of capturing what you guys talk about on that IG
Nah, that's
page.
a
You did
fact.
that shit fire.
I
just
appreciate
wanted
it.
to give you that you know that I do pay attention to that. Like a lot of stuff, I find myself liking a lot of the stuff that you put up about the cartoons and just remembering those days in the 90s. So you do a really good job. If y'all don't follow the Childish Grown Ups phase and you are a millennial like me, like
Yeah,
it's really
for sure.
good and it sparks up a lot of memories.
Yeah, shout out to all the pages because the algorithm's built on me following so many, so that's why I end up resharing those things. So I appreciate that, brother. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, man. Great job with both of y'all.
Great job by you.
With that being said, hit us up in the meantime while we're going. We hope to have a lot of messages and emails to come back to. Instagram, NMHM _ Breaking Bad Pod. Email, no more half measures pod@gmail.com. We appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all in a couple weeks. Y'all be cool. We out.
Keep cooking.
Peace.